Okay, so welcome to whatever number session this is, 12, 13, I'm not entirely sure. But as per usual, we'll kick off with a quick recap. So you were tasked with assisting the refugee recovery in Fort Washington in the United States. Who would have known that that would have started a chase through the living land, through realms of wonder or lost worlds, the underground domed world of Meretica in the land below, all of the time pursuing your quarry, and a Dinos priestess by the name of Malacrix, who appears to have stolen an item, calling itself the Godbox, from the Smithsonian Museum in Washington. Her ultimate aim, as you have determined thus far, is to use this in some kind of pseudo marriage ceremony, during which time she intends to trap the goddess Lanala herself and do with that power something to aid her lord, Barak Kar, the tyrant lizard, the High Lord of the living land, the Tsar of the world of Taktakur. He's got a lot of names. Most recently, you'd found yourself pursuing her towards the Yucatan Peninsula. It seems that she is at Chichen Itza, which is where she planned to enact her ceremony. But in the process of traveling through what you know to be something called a dim thread tree, you appear to have attracted the attention of something ancient, malevolent, and evil, and you found your ultimate destination shunted, somewhat off course, 150, maybe 200 miles south of where Chichen Itza was. You found yourself at the village of Bacalar, where you helped the locals overthrow some cartel thugs who had used the invasion as an opportunity to, well, aggrandize themselves. You took them out, although their leader, Fresa, the Strawberry, so called because this vicious cartel criminal has a livid red scar / birthmark upon the right-hand side of his face, but he escaped. However, you found that in the past few weeks, as well as keeping the town hostage and keeping most of the local law enforcement imprisoned as well, you've subsequently freed them, he was also using the opportunity to raid what looked like archaeological relics from the surrounding area. One of these relics was the Kukulkan statue, which looks like that, which is a 250 kilogram chunk of rock from some Mayan situation somewhere. But you decided and found out that it's actually an eternity shard. One of you, or toward the end, a lot of you were able to not necessarily communicate with it, but you got the gist that it wants to help. Whatever the power is within it, you put it onto the back of one of the trucks, and with its ability to, for a period of time, project a mixed zone of the core Earth reality, you use that to your advantage to take the trucks, a handful of the cars, and as many of the locals who wanted to help, including all of the law enforcement personnel and some of their kit, came with you within the mixed zone of core Earth. No risk of transformation or disconnection. You rode north into the night, knowing that the powers of the Kukulkan statue will project this zone of core Earth reality until the rising of the sun tomorrow morning. You made quite good time from Bacalar through into the Living Land Pure Zone, where Chichen Itza is currently located. And about 4 or 5 hours into the journey, you've still got quite a long way to go. The lights of the cars up ahead revealed a structure barely surviving off to the side of the road. It looked like a football stadium, football being a popular sport within the Middle Americas. However, streaming out of the stadium as you approached was a scene that the contemporary members of the party would recognize as something similar to a classic scene from Planet of the Apes, where you've got the apes on horseback chasing down primitive humans. And this group of about 24 or so primitive humans were streaming out of the football stadium, pursued by a dinos overseers on foot, and rather than monkeys on horseback, you've found yourself encountering triceratops bearing a dinos instead. Some of you had to take drastic action to avoid crashing. You did that, and that is where we find ourselves now.
I don't even remember this.
I've just shared the image. It's a much larger image than it needed to be because in the book they give you a full football stadium. But the events take place outside the football stadium. You aren't outside the vehicles at the moment. They're just positioned like that to indicate so you know who is in which vehicle. The other vehicles are being driven by some of the other refugees from the town of Bacalar. I think, Dr. Dick, one of you either got a failed success and then upgraded it. And one of you just, I think, Theo, you got a failure, but you stuck with the failure. You didn't bother upgrading it, did you?
I did spend a possibility, yes.
You're very quiet, Badger.
I did spend a possibility, yes.
Yeah, and you upgraded it from a failure to a standard success, I believe.
Yep.
Right, I'm just going to connect to your media player so that I get the playback as well.
Streams.
I don't even remember this from last week.
Yeah, we talked for ages about whether we'll leave now or wait till night or wait for the morning.
And then just as you left now, I mean, it's 4 hours later, so it's been a while. It's about 2, maybe 3 a.m. It's a bit difficult, so maybe a little earlier. So we're going to go straight into combat rounds. If you are driving a vehicle, you can maintain the speed of your vehicle with an appropriate drive check, or you can bring it to a halt, your choice, but it all depends what you want to do. Now, one thing I am going to need people to do for me, I'm going to volunteer people to do this each round, is before we draw the card each round, I would like somebody to roll me a d6, because you're in a mixed living land core earth zone at the moment. So on an even number, you will get a core earth drama card. On an odd number, you will get a living land drama card.
Let's have resident roll it this time.
I said odd was living land.
No.
So we begin with bad footing, which is good for the villains. You are in a standard scene still. Heroes go first. Villains will become fatigued. And they need to make an agility test or become very vulnerable. However, that doesn't occur until their go. So,
Where does it?
Father Theo, needless to say, your vehicle has come to a halt. Dr. Sanders, your vehicle is still continuing. If you are interested in the vehicle stats, you are each driving a Dodge Ram pickup truck. And its speed value, which is essentially the number of meters it can move and around without you having to make funky driving checks, is a 12.
Right. So,
You're still really quiet, Badger. I don't know why.
no.
Broke his microphone.
And you're on full user volume on my side, but
Maybe he needs it.
I'm not sure exactly what it is, but I
that's
could just
better.
turn it up like that, yeah. Okay. Good. Or should I?
No, that's fine.
Okay.
Just so everyone knows that's the combat card.
Right, we go first, guys, so someone pick what to do.
The Triceratops, they are like conscious.
Yeah. The car's just driven into it.
No. I mean, they are like, they know what to do and they are on their team, or are those like
you can
horses?
see that they each have a dinos on their backs, so they are being driven.
So probably if the driver is gone, the dino will do whatever it wants.
It will do whatever a dinosaur will do, yeah. You can see the riders should be just next to them. I've tried to place the icons, the tokens in a visible area.
Okay, well then I will just try my best and get.
You're getting out of the car, I think is the first thing, yeah?
Yeah, well, I guess. Okay, I'm inside the car. Okay.
Yeah, you're only outside there, so because you can't. If you place the tokens on top of the tokens, it all gets confused. So I place them off to the side.
All right, and those cars have a big gun in the back.
Are the ones that still have the big guns in the back of them? Yes, indeed.
All right.
If you want, you can say that you've been riding in the back. It's entirely up to you. You're not going to have any penalties applied to you if that is the case.
Sitting on the Kukulan statue.
Yeah, well, actually, it doesn't matter which one that's in. We'll assume it's not in one of your two vans at the moment, because it projects it across a 5 kilometer radius. So it's not like you've got to stay within 50 feet of the thing.
Do I need to sit bare cheeked to be able to absorb the possibility?
If you want to grab a possibility from the Kukulkan statue, you will need to touch it. Not necessarily bare butt, but...
Okay, I need to be in the vicinity. All right.
Though we could probably do just to be sure, right?
Well, yeah. So what are we going to do?
Well, you were talking. I thought you had an idea.
Well, I had the idea of taking one of the guns and using Trick to just shoot in front of one of the Triceratops to make them sort of rear up, go up on his rear legs, maybe throw off the rider.
It's a good idea. However, remember, Dr. Dick is currently driving a Dodge Ram at whatever the normal speed of a Dodge Ram is. You aren't stationary. So you won't be able to drive and fire a light machine gun from the back of your pickup.
But
yeah, could do that on the back of ours, though.
Somebody else could.
Yeah. So I would do this, but I would actually go for the rider, and perhaps the sound of the gun, which is really close to Triceratops 3, might startle it.
That might do so. You could do that as a multi-action. So you're shooting the rider and attempting to startle or confuse the Triceratops as a result. So you can do that as a multi-action. So it will be an attack with a trick attached. So you'll get a -2 to your bonus number if you work in that fashion. So you can either just go ahead and roll your best skill and we'll just apply the same bonus number that you roll to the other skill, or you can just roll the bonus number and we'll apply it to the both skills independently. It's entirely up to you. Remember that your gun, the mounted M60, can do a long burst, which will take up more ammo. They've all got 100 ammo each.
But full burst is +6, right?
I believe you are correct in that one. I'm just getting up my combat options. Under the rapid fire, yeah, full burst. Long burst is a +4. It's heavy burst is +6.
Heavy burst, okay. Can I use the fire combat?
It's heavy weapons, unfortunately, not fire combat.
Okay, so that's untrained.
Untrained decks.
Yeah, well, I think I'm not going for the multi-action because I'm a little bit weak on the trick side.
Okay.
I only got a 9 there.
Well, don't forget that the Triceratops' defensive trick isn't very good. It's a 4.
Oh well, then let's try it. So a -2 on the
whatever you end up getting as a bonus number gets a -2. Yeah.
Okay, just the bonus gets a -. So then I will go for dexterity, which is untrained, so unskilled. That would be a 9, and then we add.
Just roll the d20 or roll the skill to get you the bonus number.
Okay, so that's the dexterity.
Okay, so it's a bonus of 5. That will give you a 14. We apply the -2 for the multi-action. It gives you a 12 with the hit on the Beast Rider, whose dodge is only a 10. So you have hit, but not enough to do bonus damage.
Okay, but the long burst, what did that one do?
That's at the +4. Sorry, we forgot about that. So it's actually not a 12, it's a 16, which is 5 over its dodge. So you can add a bonus die to the damage.
All right.
Now, the
So-
M60 damage. Oh, Jeebus. That was
Holy
an
moly.
explosive bonus dice. That was a very explosive
Wow.
bonus die.
You've got a glory card on your bonus dice.
This are the dice that were held back over the last like 5 sessions where I rolled never over 10.
Well, regardless of what happens, the fact that you just did 35 damage to someone with toughness 10, so 25 damage, which is about
Shredded.
4 wounds, 8 shock. Beast Rider number 3 just gets knocked unceremoniously off his perch. Never literally knew what hit him. Unfortunately, that same bonus damage doesn't apply to your trick, but the bonus number that you got, which was the 5 from the unskilled check, still applies to your trick. So what is your mind stat? +5?
So this is now skilled, so we go to...
Yeah,
10.
so if you've got the skill.
Okay, so that's a 9.
+5, 14. That includes, you've included your ads already, yeah?
No, I have trick 1. Mind is 8, so I
Yep,
roll
so you've
a
included
9,
your ads. Cool,
and
yeah.
then add a 5, or...
Yep, that gives you the 14, -2 for your multi-action, gives you a total of 12 versus a Triceratops' defensive trick of 4, gives you 8 result points. So you can choose to make the Triceratops very vulnerable or very stymied.
I think...
Now, considering that they're going to have to test agility or become very vulnerable on their go anyway, if I might do those now, otherwise you're not going to... Well, no, does it on their go. So it's up to you what you want to make it. Very vulnerable or very stymied?
Stymied was...
Stymied makes their skills worse. Vulnerable makes their defenses worse.
Well, then let's do this. Nah, they're vulnerable. So
Okay.
perhaps if that one goes crazy and attacks dinos, we want him to hit.
All right, so very vulnerable it is. But you did get a successful trick, so you can take a willpower card. Don't forget to play a card from your hand into your pool. Who's next?
Well, okay, I'll guess I can do something. Would it work as a trick if I just sort of play chicken with a Triceratops?
You can do if you want to. Yeah, that's fine.
I'll just drive slowly towards and honk aggressively. That'll
I like
probably
that.
confuse it.
Please don't play chicken with a Triceratops. I don't think they're quite clever enough to realise what it's going on.
So that doesn't require a roll to move that distance, but you do indeed. You slow down a bit, and you're moving at probably about 5-10 mile an hour in the direction of the Triceratops, which is champing and stamping on the ground, but you start making as much noise as you can, give an attempt to confuse the poor creature.
Oh, that was
Possible taunt.
bad. How can I do?
Yeah, taunt sort of requires
I forgot. I should have moved my second wait.
Yeah, once per scene, anyone with situational awareness can immediately put a card from their hand into their pool. You're not really counting as outnumbered, so Law of the Underdog, which is in effect because you're in a core Earth mix zone, is also in play. But you've got big vehicles and the people, you've probably got more individuals with you than the Dinos, so you're not really in an underdog sitch right now. Don't forget the living land world laws are in effect as well. So law of savagery, law of wonder, and the law of life. Law of savagery is the only one that's probably going to affect you in combat unless you get taken out. And that's when attack is an approved action. All-out attacks gain an additional bonus die for damage.
Can you share us the card, please?
I will do.
Right. Well, was that successful anyway? My attempted.
A trick of 7, yeah, that's successful. They've only got, as I said, they've only got a minor 4.
Right. So
They're dumb animals, big dumb animals, but dumb animals nonetheless.
Guess I'm going to make it.
Yeah, it's not a possible miss. It's not a mishap though, so you're fine.
I guess I'm going to make it stymied then.
Okay, one step of stymied it is. Oh, that wasn't Ryoko, but we know what happened. That was Dr. Dick. Who's next?
Yeah, I'll go next, I guess. I've stopped, haven't I, my car because we crashed.
Yeah, the engine's still going, but yeah, you bonked quite heavily into Triceratops, which reminds me, you hit it with the vehicle's toughness of 15 versus its toughness. Yeah, 4. It took a shock.
Okay, I'll apologise to...
Triceratops 3 has had a point of shock.
I'll apologise to it. I feel a bit sad about hitting the Triceratops. It's not his fault. So I'll get out and just step outside my door here, and I'm going to shoot across the bonnet because and use the door as cover and all that, and shoot some of these Gold Sun suckers.
Okay, no problem at all. They appear to be armed with their spears and primitive nets. I mean, at least literally, as they're sort of herding the primitive humans, or they were at least until you guys came about to distract them.
Right, well, they're not going to be herding much longer because...
if you're firing your shotgun, you are most definitely at short range, so you get the bonuses for that.
Okay, and I'll go for a short burst as well.
Okay.
So I can hit a bunch of them with that, can't I?
Yep, you could do, because that's giving you, the short burst will be giving you a +2, he said, double checking. Yep. And the short range will give you another +2, so you're at +4 to begin with. Every additional target after the first gives you a -2.
Oh, I see. So I could do 3 targets and just be a flat roll.
Yep.
Right, Roger that.
Would use up quite a lot of ammo though, because you use the short burst ammo up per target.
Yeah, it's good fun though, isn't it? Right. Yeah, I'll do that then.
A pod of 4 directly across from you. One's sort of to the southeast. There's a Triceratops between you and them, but you've got a clear shot for overseers 20, 10, 19, and 17. So you can choose which of those you take off.
It's 2010 and 19. They're gonna get it there. I'm picturing myself. You do in the police things. You get out your car, you use your car door and your bonnet and stuff to, hide behind and take a shot through the gap. So here it comes. It's not bad. Right. That's not quite hit with a raise, is it? Because you need 5 for the raise.
You need 5 more. I can't find the. For some reason, I've lost the. Having tech issues this evening. Let me get it from these ones. Gold Sun, Overseer. Just drag one of those guys up. Their dodges, they're not going to be particularly high. You are looking at a 10. So yeah, so you're just slightly, you're 1 point away. Did you counted your bonuses? Yeah, so you got the +4 there.
Right, so if I...
Oh no, because it was straight, wasn't it? Yeah, because you've got the -4 as well.
Yeah, I did just do a straight roll, I think, didn't I?
Yep.
Yeah, I did, yeah. Yeah, because that's the action total.
But bearing in mind, what's the damage of your shotgun?
Oh yeah, I get carried away, don't I? Here, the damage is 15.
So 15. You've only got a toughness of 10. So
all right.
even your base damage, you hit them. A series of sort of deep-throated roars go across as you just hold the trigger down because it's a combat shotgun with the option for automatic in that respect. And the 3 overseers will go down, never to trouble any poor, innocent, primitive peoples again.
Just wait till I get my dragon's breath rounds, then you'll be sorry.
So play a card from your hand into your pool.
Oh,
just move it across on the character sheet. And who's going next?
I'll go then. I'll shoot at someone.
Abram. I'm seeing if I can remember to click people down so that it centers on you. If I can probably zoom in a little bit if we're working like that. Maybe move it to Arachnoid and then back to you. Did that relocate and center it to you?
Nope. Don't think so. Yeah, I did.
The setting I have to turn on to do that automatically. It does it for me. Anyway, I'll remember to share anyway.
So shooting the big gun on the back is using what? Sorry,
it's heavy weapons.
Heavy weapons. Oh, okay.
And for you, a potential 4-case contradiction.
Okay, I'll stick with my gun then. Here comes a 1. I will shoot at, let's see. So the Triceratops in front of us has just been scared a little bit.
It has been scared a little bit. It is currently stymied to the 1 degree.
Which looks more like the Triceratops charging after the running people.
They all appear to be. You can see the riders have got the same golden jewelry bedecking that all of the other overseers have. They are obviously of a single mind and purpose.
So it doesn't look like it. The overseers need taken out before the beast riders or anything like that, or
they appear to be. From what you know of the Dinos, these are likely of the same tribe.
We'll try and take out the rider.
So you're shooting at Beast Rider 1 or Beast Rider 4? So the one in front of you or the one behind?
I'll go with what could do more damage. I think if they do charge out of control, then they might charge after the overseers and the 1 seems to be closer to overseers than the other one. So yeah, I'll go after number 1 in front of us. And he's not stymied. Is that right, or is it? I don't
know. No, the rider is not.
Normal fire combat?
It would be if you're using your own gun.
That's 1 damage.
Bonus. Have dodge of 10. So yeah, that's 1 bonus die.
That's 19 damage.
Against a beast rider with toughness of 10. So that's 9 result points, which would be 1 wound and 2 shock. However, at the last second, he appears to rear his animal, which takes the wound on his behalf.
I take the 35 damage or whatever it was that Ryoko did.
Yeah, there wasn't much point on that one because they can only use it to divert 1 wound from an attack to hit the mount instead of himself. So if you're only doing 1 wound, it can do that. It still took the shock though, because it exerted him in that process.
They've just angered that Triceratops.
Well, it is wounded. It wasn't wounded before.
That's okay. You drove the truck nearby it, so it's happy.
I'll point to Dr. Dick and say, it was him.
Who's following from Abram. That season issue, just to make sure that was yours, Dr. Dick, for the trick.
I guess I'll shoot it, dude.
Are your spiders out or in at the moment, the arachnobots?
They're in.
Okay.
Get the feeling. Are we staying in the cars, guys?
You can shoot from within the car if you want to. You don't have to get out.
How difficult a shot is it to hit one of the Beast Rider dudes?
You could probably lean out enough to get either of them. Your pistol's range isn't particularly great, but you're not at any minuses on either Beast Rider 1 or Beast Rider 4. It's up to you.
I'll take a pot shot at him. Yeah. So
their dodges are 10s at this moment in time.
That's not bad.
Oh, it certainly hits. Doesn't do any bonus damage.
Okay.
What does your gun's damage do normally?
I believe it is 12.
Okay, so you successfully hit the one from before. I'm assuming you're going after the same one that Abram did.
Yep.
The bullet does impact. You're not entirely sure if it manages to penetrate its thick hide. These lizard men are quite hardy as they are, but it does seem to do some impact. So we have Durak left.
Durak's trying to think of something tricky, but he can't at the minute. Can I beep the horn and make some sort of musical tricky thing to make it confused?
You can do. You'll have to do a scholar roll initially, unless you've been paying close attention to know that these core Earth tech devices have horns on them. Or more importantly, they aren't something you blow, it's something you push a button.
Right, okay, I'll have to do a scholar roll then.
It's only DC. It's only DN 8 because you've been sitting here with somebody driving one for a while. Doesn't actually occur to you because again, you're not a modern. You're not a dwarf of modern civilization. But you do know that the roof on these things are metal, so maybe hitting it with something metal might make enough of a noise to also count as a trick or some kind of distraction.
Hey, I'll try that because I'm not.
Don't use the sharp sound of your axe, please.
I don't use an axe.
Well, not unless it's cutting down trees, but it's not a weapon.
Yeah.
So go ahead and make a trick versus the trike.
This is the same thing.
Yeah, he is already very vulnerable. So.
Unskilled. What's the blank bit for?
What's the what? Sorry.
Blank bit.
Well, if you're unskilled, you obviously you need to put whatever stat value.
Oh, right. Oh, okay. So this is
9,
isn't it?
Yeah.
7. Oh, it's a better roll.
Yes,
well.
You've got a defensive mind of 4. So you can't make him any further vulnerable. So I'm assuming you are making him stymied.
Can't have a card because my cards are so bad. I don't know who picked these cards.
Well, I did refill all your hands to 5 because it was the end of a scene. So don't forget you can play one from your hand to your pool. Everyone should now have at least 1 card in their pool. Some of you who have situational awareness can have 2 cards in your pool for the one you would have started the combat with, and then a subsequent one for the first round. Right, so the only ones that are actually going to do anything to you this round, the others are all going to move. But I do need to start just making some very quick rolls to see if they are very vulnerable, because they might be vulnerable until your next go as well. To speed things up, I'm going to make a single roll for all of the overseers, a single roll for and one roll for each of the Triceratops, and then a single roll for all of the Beast Riders. So the Gold Sun overseers need to test their dexterity, which is a 9. Actually click in the right place and then type, that would help. Okay, so all of the overseers are very vulnerable. I am not going to put that on all of them because it'll take forever. Just remember, they're all very vulnerable. Obviously, the shock of the cars turning up, it's put them all a little bit on edge, not entirely sure what's happening. The Beast Riders have a similar dexterity of 9. They are also very vulnerable. And for each of the Triceratopses with their dexterities of 6, so Trike 1, very vulnerable, Trike 2, not. Is that one that didn't already have it?
One of them was very vulnerable because I had a bit stymied on it.
File that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right, so basically everything on the opposing team, except for Triceratops 2, is currently very vulnerable. And they will continue to be very vulnerable until the end of their next go. So any attacks you do on them next round, they'll be getting minuses. So the Triceratops that is in front of Dr. Dick's car, Triceratops number 1, roars in confusion and basically goes to stab the car with its horns. It is stymied, however, so its unarmed combat is 2 lower than it would otherwise be.
It was only 300 then.
All it hit. Dr. Dick, what is your driving skill? Land vehicle.
9.
9, because that is in effect the dodge of the truck. Unfortunately, it's big, so it gets an additional +2. So it's gotten a 6 versus you guys, so it's doing 1 bonus die of damage to your truck. 5. 10. The horn damage is a 28.
It was a nice car when you had it.
Your truck's toughness is a 15, so it takes 13 result points. That means your truck takes 2 wounds. Trucks don't take shock. So unless you're doing anything, you can, in theory, spend possibilities because you are the one driving the truck. But the horns punch through the bonnet and the creature wrestles with the truck, and you feel the whole vehicle shaking for a second or two until it pulls its horns away. The whole bonnet goes away and flies off of the thing's horns off into the underground.
Could I use a possibility from the Heart of Ukon?
You could try, because it's a free action to drain 1 from it. So make a reality skill check. Unfortunately, the heart is not cooperating. The engine's still going. It's not stopped, but you can see steam coming out places where steam shouldn't be coming out of, oil squirting where oil shouldn't be squirting, and there's a couple of cables wrapped around the Triceratops's horn that you think should actually still be somewhere within the engine management system. Needless to say, the Triceratops appears to have gotten slightly the better of you in that situation. The 2 overseers to the left of your car are moving over and are attempting to stab at the 2 passengers, that being Abram and Residents, with their Hrocht shoot spears. Their armed combat, or melee weapons as it's otherwise known, is an 11. They're getting no minuses. You 2 are getting cover, so whatever happens if they do hit, you will be getting +4 toughness against these attacks. In fact, in a nasty situation, they're actually both attacking you both separately. because they have the whirlwind perk. So, firstly, there is an attack from Golden Overseer 6 on Abram and Residence. Probably misses unless either of you got a dodge below 5. I'm assuming you haven't, yeah?
No.
No.
And the other one gets a 13. So in a blinding array of stabs and strikes through the barely opened windows that you're firing through, one of them may have hit you. So Abram, what is your dodge?
13.
So he does hit you. Residence, what is your dodge? It's your dex if you haven't got the dodge skill.
9.
9. So no bonus damage from either of them. So this is applied to your toughness, remembering to add 4 because you are getting cover from the vehicle. And that is 12 damage. So what's your toughness, Abram? With a plus 4.
14.
So 14 v12, it just does 1 shock.
That's
And
10.
Residence, what's yours?
10.
2 shock.
Have we recovered shock?
You will have recovered shock from before. And frankly, has anyone got more than any? Who's got wounds?
I've got a wound.
I
Okay,
did. Yeah.
your wound would have recovered. Ryoko, you had a single wound. You would have had that recovered by somebody, possibly Theo, attending to your wounds in the intervening 4 or 5 hours. Residence, did you say you had a wound?
I did, yeah. But
Yeah.
from like 2 games ago.
Then again, it would have been treated.
Is it 3 maximum wounds?
Unless you've got perks, the 4th wound takes you out. Why do you ask? Have you got 3 wounds?
I think I might have just written it down the wrong way. I've certainly not taken that many wounds. I don't remember.
I don't think you've been wounded actually, because you're.
No.
But
Holy
fear
arm.
not, I got a card for this.
Yeah, quite a few people have got cards that can help people being downed or defeated. Right, so I'll just move Overseer number 4 and number 6 into position. Triceratops number 3 also, I mean, he doesn't have a rider, but he doesn't like the thing that just ran into him. So he is also going to do the same thing that his companion just did. He is, however, not stymied, I don't think. No, he is. Triceratops 3 is stymied because Durak just stymied him. It's only a 10 because the vehicle's stationary. And it gets a +2 because trucks are big. So that's a 14, not enough for a bonus die of damage. So your vehicle just takes, well, it doesn't take anything because it doesn't have enough to do wounds. It does 2 shock. So the Triceratops doesn't seem to get the leverage that its companion got. It does sort of scrape away a majority of the paintwork, and the hood is significantly dented, but it is not otherwise damaged or injured in that respect. However, Triceratops number 5, guided by its beast rider, moves across and he's not going to attack Durak because he's still in the car. Ryoko, did you get out of the car?
I'm in the back at the gun.
You're on the back on the gun, so yeah, it's after Ryoko. So the beast rider on the back of Triceratops number 5 guides its mount, and it sweeps at you with these 3 very intimidating looking horns. Ryoko, what is your dodge?
My dodge is
Irrelevant. It rolled a 2.
okay. 13.
So you see the horns coming, and you just duck down and see the huge head of this beast just sweep over the position where but a few seconds ago you were. It also doesn't wreck the machine gun, which is nice. This Triceratops charges one of the NPC vehicles. There is a god-awful crunching noise, but the vehicle appears to come off the better as the trike is rebounded by the onward momentum of the car. And I'm actually going to move the NPC cars on a bit, which is they should have done last round as they're moving through. That one won't go off the edge of the map. That's better. This trike comes charging out with its rider on its back. These overseers are heading into position to deal with some of the humans. These few head over in this direction. This one's going to head around the back of the trike. This overseer is more worried about what's going on there, as are these ones moving into positions to round up some more of the humans. This one here comes down here. These two, number 11 and number 13, they hurl spears at you, Theo. You're getting cover from the vehicle. So they're going to do a missile weapons or a thrown weapons attack on you.
TORG.
What is your dodge?
My dodge is 9.
Ooh. That it gives a +1 for the gang up. That gives them a 15. So you are hit with one of their spears. However, your armor is on. So no, it's an exploding. That's a 5. Probably still won't do anything. 7, 19 versus your toughness, including your shiny holographic armor.
My toughness is not that high. I think I'm on yeah, 11 with my armor.
Okay. Still enough to take the sting out of it. That's a wound and 2 shock.
Ouch. Well, okay. Better try and soak it, I guess.
Well, you don't have to. It's optional. Thanks to having a very high reality skill, that's enough. You take no damage.
Yay.
Can somebody roll me a d6, please? Even. We have a Core Earth drama card. When suddenly, proved actions are defend and intimidate. Villains go first. Heroes are confused. Does everyone remember what confused means?
I'm playing Season's Initiative.
No.
I'm a bit confused about that.
Yeah, I'm too.
Pretty much, I didn't really intend to join an RPG to be confused. I'm pretty much like...
Players may not use cards from their pools during this round. You can still gain them, and you can still place them into your pool, but no card play this round is essentially what confused does. Defend and intimidate are the approved actions. Triceratops number 5.
Is this a disadvantage for us?
It is a disadvantage for you, yes.
So we can start with a card in the action pool when at a disadvantage.
No, that's at the beginning of the card.
Okay.
You don't get to blag the underdog, Laura the underdog every single time. That would be horribly broken if that were the case. Still, Triceratops number 5, goaded on by its master, is still attempting to stomp you. In fact, it's going to try to stomp you. As it moves forward, it begins to rear up and goes to bring its 2 massive elephantine front feet down onto your ducking form, Ryoko. It's still unarmed combat. It's not getting any bonuses, but... still probably not enough to hit you. An 11?
13.
Okay, you manage to roll to the side as its massive tonnage hits down. The back of the truck dips down massively, and you can hear the suspension creaking to the point of almost cracking off to one side. Triceratops number 3 is going to make a quick mind check as it has lost its rider.
I'm basically holding on to the gun and spin around on it.
Oh, so Triceratops number 3 appears to be just charging off away from the battle. Triceratops 2 is
Only had viewers that's still driving.
Guided in that direction. Triceratops 1 is going after the vehicle again. Dr. Dick, you're still in the truck, aren't you?
Yeah.
So its rider is goading it forwards to continue attacking your poor defenseless vehicle. Again, it's your drive skill. You can choose to defensively drive, which will be a choice to actively defend if you do so this round.
Yeah. I think we can do that.
Okay, go ahead, roll a bonus number and add it to your land vehicle skill. I know on the map the car won't move, but we'll assume that you've slammed it into reverse and backed away and moved aside, or I don't know, you've started doing donuts in the middle of a highway. Minimum bonus number of a 1.
Crap, that's bad though. I'm gonna. Should I spend a possibility on that? I don't know.
Up to you.
Could I try one from the Heart of Okan again?
Of course you can. Why'd you roll twice? Didn't matter. Neither one of them worked.
Double clicked.
Why are you not rolling your reality skill?
Oh, because I thought it was something. I was confused.
It's reality.
But with reality would be enough anyway, because my reality is 4.
What was your reality?
Reality is 10.
Okay, so a -1 onto the 10 would still give you a 9, and isn't the difficulty number 12 to tap it?
Wait a second. Wait, what am I saying? It's 12. Sorry.
So the first roll still just not enough because the -1 gives you an 11.
Yeah.
So you've got a +1 onto your land vehicles, which gives them a target number of land vehicles +1 is
8, 9. No, wait, yeah. 10.
Well, either way, it was just enough, and the thing's horns crunch down into thin air. And for that successful defense, you get an idea card. However, the Gold Sun Overseers that have arrayed themselves on the left-hand side of your vehicle continue to press their individual attacks. So Gold Sun Overseer number 7 is going to go through the window to attack Dr. Dick. With a melee weapons of 11.
You left the window open?
Well, we'll say that you didn't, but it doesn't understand glass. So its rock shoot spear scratches down the window. And the two in the back are doing their same whirlwind attack because they can ignore the first 2 points of multi-attack penalty. So they're both attacking both of you. So the first one hits with a 14 and the second one hits with a 14. What are your appropriate defenses? You can choose at this point, I should have given you the option before I rolled, you can choose to actively defend if you wish, remembering you are still going to get the cover of the vehicle.
Wasn't that already defending?
No, not you. That you were missed. I'm talking to residents and Abram.
You what? Hang on. Sorry.
So
Yeah,
you've been successfully hit at least twice.
Okay.
But I should have given you the option to choose to actively defend, which would use up your go this round, but you will get a card because defense is the approved action. That will allow you to roll a bonus number that adds to your defense.
I am going to defend since I'm doing a whole pile of fuck all.
Okay, roll.
We need our dodge to be over 14. Is that what we need?
It doesn't necessarily need to be over, but anything you can do, for example, to reduce the distance between what they got and what they needed is going to reduce the damage you take anyway.
Right. But successful dodge would count as a...
Well done. So that you did it on your dodge as well. So you have a bonus number of 8. So through some particularly fancy moving, you shift yourself to the other side of the car. They're not able to reach you. Well done, Dr. Hemlock.
I actually choose to believe that I see this thing coming through the thing, and I find out what this electric window thing is, and I just go.
give it a go. Well,
you get the reality surge card, so you can place that into your hand.
or do we want to just try and kill them?
Well, Abram, just to let you know, your dodge is a 13, yeah? I believe that's your dodge, yeah?
Yep, 13, sorry.
So you at the moment you would be taking 2 lots of 12 damage because that's all their spears are doing. What's your toughness?
14 because of the door.
There you go. So you're only going to take 1 shock from each of them anyway. So it's up to you what you want to do.
Dun, dun, dun. So it'd be 2 shot, but then at least I get to attack. I think it's better we take him out. So I'll take the 2 shock.
Okay, cool. Your goes, confused as you may or may not be.
Try and shoot them back now.
Keep Abrams going first. Go ahead.
Please, I want to blow the heads off.
Remember, you cannot play cards this round because of confused.
Yeah. What's if I want to shoot both of them? Is that -2?
Yes.
That's what the hell.
There are actually
I can't
3
play
arrayed on that side of the car at the moment. So you can shoot 3.
I'll just do the 2 that are being pen in the asses.
Remember, all that stuff they had on them's gone now.
Yep, they're no longer very vulnerable.
12, is that enough to do any damage?
To them, their dodges are 10s, so... Oh, Space Rider, sorry, I need to get the right one. Yeah, still dodges 10s. So it will do damage, but it won't necessarily do bonus damage. Their
So
toughness
12.
is a 10, so what's your normal damage?
Normal damage is 14.
1 off being able to take them out with a single shot.
Oh, do I use a possibility? Just what would I need? So I need to get that up to 15.
Well, you just need 1 more.
Well, no, I'd need to get my roll to get a bonus dice when I need to get
the
up to 15.
possibility is always going to be a minimum of a 10. So it'll go from a 12 to a 22 without even blinking.
No, it'd go. I mean, that was dice. There would be 22, not enough to add more.
But that will be enough to add more than a bonus.
Let's kill him. I'll do me thing. I'll see what I get. Might get more bonus dice.
You may do.
First number's the skill. Second number's the roll. Is that right?
Yep.
23. So 23 in total. Woohoo!
Hey, that's 2 bonus 5 damage. That's an outstanding success.
Kill them all. 27 damage.
27 is enough, and you do not on 2 of them, were you? So, Overseer 4 and 6 go down.
And my attackers.
Right, I'm going to intimidate.
Right, Victoria! Victoria for the world!
Resource steps 5.
So you're getting out of the vehicle to attack it, yeah?
I said I was doing intimidation.
Ah, all right then. Just to let you know, Triceratops have a 10 on intimidation.
I will use a possibility. Which is the first? Skill?
Skill in the first box, previous dice roll in the second.
It's 10. Dice roll was... What is that, guys?
8.
I can't see it. Oh, yeah, thanks. All blurred to me. Right, okay. Here we go.
Yes. Nice.
So that's enough to get an outstanding success. What was
Very
your...
vulnerable.
Well, no, it's not just that. You get the equivalent player's call. What was the effect you wanted?
I wanted to weaken it so Ryoko could destroy it.
Might be able
I'll
to
make it very vulnerable. If you want to do something else, because player's call, that's where you would like where you're trying to scare it off, make it rear.
Oh right, okay.
Throw its rider.
I mean, making it rear to throw its rider is appropriate, and that would also expose its underbelly to Ryoko.
Yeah, the underbelly bit would be good because that would make it. I would say, like, making it vulnerable for the gun.
Sorry, I didn't get that last one.
So the rider's off the back, and you have made it very vulnerable.
So Triceratops has made it easier for you to kill it. Is what I'm saying.
Yes.
All
So
right.
that was Durak. Ryoko, do you want to go next?
Sure. Then let's kill the Triceratops, right?
Bit of a card, please.
You can. If Intimidate was the approved action, which I think it was.
Okay, it's going on for yourself.
All right, so
Okay.
it's gonna be an unskilled check again.
Yep, but its dodge, which is what it defends with, is a lot lower. Bizarrely, don't ask me why, but they've got a dodge of 11 Triceratops. But that makes it a dodge of 7.
Good, and I will go for the heavy long burst +4. Yeah, there we go. Okay.
Have you got a second chance? Because unfortunately, your gun has just jammed.
Well, I use a possibility.
Not allowed to use cards, I'm
Gun's just
afraid.
jammed. You can't get away from a mishap with a possibility,
Oh,
unfortunately. And you can't use second chance because you can't play cards. That was unfortunate, but good try.
All right. Then
Well, you do anyway.
He let me die.
is
Errol.
jammed a permanent thingy?
You can make an appropriate roll, or generally outside of combat, you can unjam it, but it's the basic effect of a mishap with an automatic weapon. Is that
Alright.
it would normally only jam on a 1, but when you're firing multi-shots, it extends the mishap range.
Yes. Alright, then I will get a little bit out of dodge and I pull out my SMG and get ready for the next round.
Okay, so you're going to move just to where you are on the map, just off, or maybe on the top of the.
Yeah,
the
a little bit away from the Triceratops so he can't hit me that easily when he goes wild again.
Theo, I believe you're last this round.
All right. Well, it worked so well last time. I'm going to shoot him again.
This time you're going to go for 11 and 13.
Yeah. Am I able?
You can. I mean, you can do with your pluses, short range and the short burst. Same risk of mishap that Ryoko just had, by the way. You could shoot up to 3, so you could go for 18, 13, and 11.
Yeah, that I was going to ask whether they need to be in a certain arc.
No, not particularly.
All right, in which case, let's do that. So it works out as a flat thing. We worked out last time, didn't we? So
it continues to work out as a flat thing. Dodges of 11s for the overseers. 10s. Keep doing that.
Oh, bugger.
Yep, nothing happening.
If I, I've got 6 in total there, have I?
Yes.
And I need 10.
You need at least a 10, yes.
Well, that's just a tease, isn't it? I can get +3. Well, fine.
No, you can't play cards this round because you're confused.
Oh, all right. Well, I'm just gonna fold my arms and huff, disgust the fact that I missed them. I'm having fun.
Can somebody please roll me a d6? The trucks and the other vehicles move along. The humans are milling around, but I'm not about to go around and move everything. On an odd, I believe that was a Living Land drama deck card. A distant roar. So, in the midst of combat, everyone needs to make a fear check, which is willpower or spirit if you do not have willpower.
Do that on our turn, though.
You have to do it now.
The enemy didn't have to do it until their turn.
I know, I really should have made the enemy do it their turn. But coupled with a mishap, with a setback, sorry. Right, so everyone so far, stymied.
Yeah, we're all on these.
It's okay, I've got a thing I can play with to help us go for broke. Lest you ignore difficulties.
I use the possibility.
I think Resident still needs to roll his check. Everyone's stymied so far. Ryoko appears not to want to be. So if you're rolling the possibility, you can use the possibility option on the front of the character sheet. Skill in the first one. Are you sure you haven't got willpower, Ryoko?
I will stay stymied.
I haven't seen it.
No, you haven't. No. Okay. Skill in the first box and dice roll so far, or in other words, a 5 in the second when you roll.
Is Resident here?
Jesus.
Go for bio break, it says.
Oh, I don't see it.
Be right back. Bio break.
Oh, I see it now.
Just slightly.
That's annoying, Ryoko.
What?
Because you needed a 14.
Come on. I touched the stone with my pinky toe.
You know you can play a card.
You can play cards now.
Yeah.
And you've only got, by the way, everyone, make sure you've got the right number of cards in your pool. We are now in round 3. You should have at least 2 cards in your pool if you haven't spent any.
Well, there's a willpower card.
I will assume that you put the willpower card in and you spend the willpower card, and you are not afraid.
There's a
I am
willpower
Ryoko.
card.
I am not afraid.
Yeah. So it's
Willpower card's just been discarded. Let's double check. So Theo, you've got 2 in your hand. Ryoko, you've now only got 1, but you should have. Dr. Dick, you've got 3 because you've got situational awareness. Residence has 2. He should. We'll nag him when he gets back.
Do I get one even if I fail? You're in a mix.
Yeah. You just put one at the end of the game. End of the go.
I should.
So you've got 2. You've got 2 in there correctly. You shouldn't have 3. You should have 2.
I've got
have you got situational awareness?
Yeah.
Stop talking now. You have situational awareness as well. Abram, you've got the 2 that you should have. And Durak, you have the 2 that you should have as well. So Ryoko, if you're spending that, you are not scared. Everyone else is stymied with whatever they're doing this go. Plus, there's going to be a setback unless somebody does something about it. Okay, residents, can you please make a willpower check, please, as a roar of cacophonous proportions breaks through the nighttime jungle air. Right, the difficulty was a 14. You currently got an 11.
I'll throw in an action.
Okay, that will give you the 14 that you need. So you are also not scared this round.
It's 2 of you.
Yep, both on your side. So Ryoko, no, split evenly, Residents and Ryoko. So Triceratops 1 is once again goaded on by its master to try and crush your truck. It's unarmed combat of 10. I'm adding in the +2 for the truck being big. It fails to crush your truck. The Gold Sun Overseer next to your vehicle stabs and does not penetrate the window as before. And over here, Triceratops number 5, which was reared up, rears down onto the truck.
Flips it over, lands on top of it, and kills it.
No, it misses. The Beast Rider isn't able to remount this round, so he moves around to that side of the vehicle. And these Dinos, that one jumps up onto the hood, that one comes in, and that one goes in, and they are all triple teaming. Theo, well, actually, 2 of them are attacking because they're using their whirlwind attack. So one of them is just attacking Theo. So I'll roll that one alone.
Does
a 10 hit your dodge, Theo?
No.
No, not your dodge. Your unarmed or melee combat, depending on whether you've got a weapon in your hand or not.
I take it my shotgun does not count as a melee weapon.
It does not count as a melee weapon, no.
In which case, then my unarmed combat is trained, so it'll be 8. Yes, buggeries hit me.
Okay, but not enough to do, so you take 2 shock. And then numbers 13 and 18 are each doing multi-attacks at no penalty. So each of them are attacking Ryoko and Theo. So the first one gets a 13, which is very similar. So you take 2 shock from that one, Theo. Ryoko, what's your melee weapons? Because you are wielding, well, you have got a katana to hand, so what's your melee weapons?
14.
13?
14.
14, so he misses. The second one attacks both of you. That's going to do 1 shock, I think, to you there, Theo. And it's not enough to hit Ryoko.
Just say what the toughness is.
I'm remembering it from before, because Ryoko's is way over that, and Theo's has been giving us a 2 or a 1, depending on whether it's higher than 10 or lower than 10.
Well, the game regret that.
Isn't that the roll to attack rather than the actual damage roll?
Oh, well, I'd worked it out in my head. They weren't getting bonus dice, so there was no additional bonus dice to roll. So they're doing 12 damage without a bonus die. Your go.
So wouldn't the shock be the same every single attack?
What, on Theo? No, yeah,
Yeah.
you're right. Sorry, Theo. You should have taken 2 shock from that last attack, not 1.
I've got some things to do before anyone does anything. First, I'm going to play Go for Broke, which means that anyone can ignore up to 4 points of penalties this round.
That's your Cosm card, isn't it?
Yep.
Did everyone get that?
No,
Nope.
what was it? Sorry.
You can ignore up to 4 points of penalties on any action this round.
Okay.
And I'm playing my Rally card.
Which does?
You can discard as many cards as you want and immediately refill your hand.
God, right. My hand is already full, so I need the scar.
Well, you don't have
So-
to.
I have to.
Your hand and your pool are 2 different things, aren't they?
Hand and the pool are different things, yes.
So,
I'm going to start deleting some cards here.
So you may discard as many cards as you want from your hand and then immediately refill your hand.
up to full.
Up to full, which is for you at the moment is 5. So, residents, you've got 4 cards. Are you keeping all of them or are you discarding any?
Sorry, just give me a sec. I am going to get rid. Yeah, I'm going to keep them.
Okay, so you get a new card, and your new card is Supporter. So put that in your hand. Theo, you have 2 cards. Are you keeping them both?
Yes, please. Let's give me another 3.
Yep. 1, 2, 3.
Thank you, sir.
Ryoko, you have 4 cards. Are you getting rid of any?
Nope, I will keep mine.
Then you get an adrenaline card. Dr. Saunders, you have 3 cards. Are you getting rid of any?
I'm getting rid of leadership.
Go ahead and get rid of it then. Don't know why you would. Brilliant card leadership, but anyway. 1, 2, 3. Precision, hero, and setback. Abram, you have 2 cards. Are you getting rid of any of them, or have you already gotten rid
No,
of one?
I've already got rid.
So you get drama, second chance, and mistaken identity. Durak,
I want 2. I've done
you
2.
want 2 more.
My second chance back. Yay!
Drama and Roman.
It's romance 2.
Romance. Well, you can discard it, can't you? For
Yeah, I'm
Please.
discarding it for a possibility, and I draw a new card.
needs to be in your pool though to do that.
The pool, okay. Right, I'll wait for that then.
Okay, so the setback is you note that in the time that you have been going, this trike has managed to essentially stop both those 2 trucks. And you can hear people within them screaming a bit at the moment. And one of them, the northernmost truck, is the one with the statue of Kukul Khan on the back of it. Decide what you want to do.
Right, before anyone does anything, I'm going to reach into my pouch of mysterious irritant powder and just throw it recklessly out a window, trying to trick Overseer 7 and Triceratops 1. And because of the thing I'm playing, I get no penalties. So, yeah.
So are you doing that in the most effective way possible? Because you're trying to trick Overseer 1 and the Triceratops, yeah?
Overseer 7 and Triceratops 1. Yeah.
What about Beast Rider 1?
Well, there's no point in including him. Because wait, I'm still stymied, right?
You are not stymied.
Oh, okay. In which case, I am also targeting Beast Rider 1.
I'm just wondering why you didn't anyway, because you're doing 2 targets.
Yeah, because I thought I was at a
That's a -2. But you
Oh,
can.
because of the fear test.
2 people only passed the fear test.
That's this
only-
round?
Yeah, that's this round.
Why can't I see it? I'm losing track of stuff here. I've got it in the wrong place. Hang on.
Only residents and
Why can't I
that pass.
see that one? I think I've closed that card. I'll take your word for it. I think I've closed the card for some reason. I can't see it on the screen. Yep, can't see it there.
Called a distant roar.
Distant roar.
I know the one it is. I thought it was a different one. Yeah, so you are. Yeah, so you're at a -2 a little bit. So you're ignoring that bit. So yeah, that's why you're doing 2 of them.
Yeah.
Okay, your trick is an 18 versus an overseer with a trick of 6 and a triceratops with a trick of 4.
Yeah, I should have targeted the other one as well, but oh, never mind. Can make them very. I get players call on both of them, do I?
You do?
Right, I'm going to make them both disfavored and very vulnerable.
Are we making them what? And okay, so the trike becomes disfavored. Gold Sun Overseer is enough of a mook that you can take him out with that. Doesn't kill him, but you know tricks don't necessarily kill. And you're making the trike very vulnerable or very stymied, sorry?
Very vulnerable.
So the trike is very vulnerable and also disfavored. Who's following on from Dr. Dick?
Yeah, I will just.
So yeah, this is a great time to use multi-actions or multi-targeting because get rid of the
Okay,
penalties.
since we are cornered, Theo, I think I will just turn around and go for the Overseer.
Okay.
Overseer 18.
Now, don't forget what Badger was saying, because you can ignore 4 points of multi-penalty this round.
Okay.
You can attack 2. You could lead with a maneuver and then follow up with an attack.
Then I will just cut 18 and 13 if this is possible.
Yeah, so that will only take up a -2. You are not stymied this round because you made your fear check. So you've still got potentially 2 points to ignore.
All right.
So why don't you kick off with a maneuver to get yourself into a favourable position, make them more vulnerable than they would otherwise be.
A somersault over them.
Yep. So still generate 1 bonus dice, 1 bonus number, sorry. Yep. So you're going to try and get behind them in order to make it better. So this is going to give you a total of -4. So you're ignoring that. So a straight roll.
Come on.
You keep getting that.
Oh dear.
Unfortunately, you are using a higher tech weapon than would otherwise be the case.
Do you have a card in your pool?
He doesn't,
No.
I just checked.
No.
He has the opposite. He has the opponent fails one. Okay, so you have this brilliant idea in your mind, and you just completely lose track of what you are doing, and the grass at your feet just looks wonderful, and you just stand there stock still for a second or two.
Is
The lion.
only pull cards you can swap, or can you swap hand cards?
All cards in combat.
Theo, have you seen the squirrel?
Yeah, squirrel. Theo, you might as well go next. Did you see Ryoko? You've seen the sort of a wind up to one of these explosive attacks, and you're left sort of like dumbfounded for a second or two when the wind up just fades.
I really needed him to sort this out. These guys are way too close to me. I'm going to have to blow him away with literally blow him away.
Okay.
Do you have a shotgun that does area effects?
I don't think he's doing that. I think he's about to use a miracle.
Yeah, I presume I can't just shoot him. It uses the same rules as Savage Rules, doesn't it? So I bet I'm hitting a parry or something. I might have to try and shoot them.
You could shoot them.
Can you use ranged and melee?
Well, you're not really using melee because it's a miracle.
Sorry, no, I meant with my shotgun.
You could use it as an improvised weapon. Yeah, there's no reason you couldn't do that. So you could go spank, spank, and then just the last one if you wanted to. It's up to you what combinations you're doing.
If I stepped back, I'd have 3 attacks of opportunity against me, wouldn't I?
Not necessarily. There aren't those, but you would be vulnerable as a result of disengaging. That's how it works.
Oh.
So if they decide to follow up, you're easier to hit.
But if I, for example, then step back and blow them all away with my shotgun, then I'd be vulnerable, but they'll all be dead.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that sounds like fun. That sounds more fun than pushing around. Okay, I'm going to step back 1. To there, if I may, sir.
Right, okay, I see what's happening now. So I think it's on the thing where I need to accept the move. How do I tell it not to accept the move? Because Ryoko isn't there, she's there. I'll put her back.
I think you get the line thing and you click on the end of the line and redraw it, or you click on the centre of the token and redraw it, something like that. You basically redraw the line.
Okay, so you've stepped back, you're vulnerable, but that's not going to have any impact on the ones who are in front of you.
Hopefully it's curtains for them, because Dr. Dick, the helpful sausage, has mean that I can avoid the -4 penalty, I think, doesn't he? So I could shoot all 3, but I still have +4.
Yep, so you're at a +2 for short range, +2 for your rapid fire, giving you a +4. You would get a -4 for 3 targets, but the go for broke, you're being infused with like last minute from Core Earth.
Damn it.
He's been inspired by sausages, it seems.
Nothing wrong with that. Sausages, quality. Right, that's got to be good enough to hit, but not quite enough.
Well, it hits all of them, doesn't do bonus damage, but as we already determined, and by the way, roll 1d6 for me. 1 to 3 left, 4 to 5 right. You're lucky. Because, of course, one of your opponents is engaged with Ryoko.
Oops. Yeah, well, yeah.
And you did get an odd number, which meant I had to randomly determine that target, and the high was going to be the Gold Sun Overseer. So luckily, each and every one of your shots goes where you intended it.
The Lord is with us, and Ryoko's covered
11,
in blood.
13, and 18 go down.
Bang! Yes, very good.
Durak, you might as well go next, seeing as the action's over in this side.
Okay.
You're still inside the truck, though, remember?
Yeah, I know where I am. I want to come out of the truck, jump in the back of this Triceratops, and shout, "I want this wingless dragon!" And I'm going to basically ride it, basically.
You're going to make a beast riding check.
But I have to get up on top of it and do all that stuff. How many actions is that, do you reckon?
It's going to be 2. Make a maneuver to get on the back of the thing. It's opposed by its maneuver, which is a 7.
I don't have any negatives to this, do I? I was asking you.
No, you don't, apart from the ones you really get, but you're ignoring them thanks to the go for broke.
Will I have to beat?
7.
I'll beat it, okay.
Right, now, so you are now on the back of the Triceratops. Make a beast riding check. Now, this is a difficulty of the creature's spirit, which in this case, because its rider isn't there, is an 8.
Yeah, I'm possibility the hell out of this, you know that, don't you? Oh, I don't need to.
Okay, you feel that you have the beast under your control at the moment. Well done. Back over to the other car. I believe we have Abram and Residence. Although I think Residence, did you dodge this round? I can't remember.
I think I dodged this round. Yeah.
Yeah. So Abram.
The Triceratops, you said that was like charging into those two cars.
Yes.
That's that riderless, isn't it? So that's like.
No, it shouldn't be. I think I've neglected to move its rider with it. Its rider is actually still up in the. No, actually, I don't know where its rider is. It should have a rider. It should have rider 2, in fact. I don't know where it's gone. Can anyone see Gold Sun Beast Rider or Beast Rider 2? Did I delete it when I shouldn't have done? Gold Sun Beast Rider 2. Where are you? Where the hell are you?
I can see number 4.
I just double clicked and it moved, but I don't know where it's moved to.
Try underneath. Look underneath the dinosaur and see what's underneath it.
Or underneath one of the cars.
No, it's there. There he is. He is on the back. He was just there in the middle. I hadn't moved him when he moved down. It is not riderless. It's the short answer to that bit of
Okay. What's the toughness of a Triceratops?
The Triceratops' toughness is 19, 3 of which is armor. It has a shock of 12 and 3 wounds. It is unwounded. It is, however, very large, so you will get a +4 bonus versus an attack against it.
Oh, 19. So to get 3 wounds, I'd need to kill it. Is that right?
We need 4 wounds to kill it, which means you'd have to get 20 over its toughness. So you can kill it in one go if you can roll a 39 on damage. 36 if you've got armor piercing.
39 on damage. Yeah. That might not happen.
It might.
Well, my coup de grace in there. If I had my coup de grace in my pool, then maybe.
That reminds me, I must have moved a car across next
round. Yeah, don't forget to move cards from hand to pool.
What the hell? Let's give it a go anyway. Let's go after the Triceratops. Even if
giant killer round loaded.
Even if it distracts it.
I need to ask you a question, John. Here, if I put a card in my pool right now, am I allowed to treat it?
No.
Damn it.
Can I do a cold shot at a vital area?
Why not? It's giving you a minus, but you can ignore 4 points of minuses this round, and you will get the bonus to damage from the called shot because you've decided on a vital area.
Oh yeah, it's King Ganguli's probably from where I'm stood.
Or possibly you're aiming a shot right between the armoured frill and its neck.
Yeah, between there. So what's the negative in total?
So it would be a -4.
4. So I ignore that, but I am stymied, so I still get a -2. Yep. But I'm getting +4 because it's very large. So it's +2, right? Yep. Right, here comes the 1. Don't do it. Right, so it's.
He's got cards in his pool, Drac. Just hasn't got his coup de grace cards.
No, its dodge is what? What's its dodge? Sorry,
is 11.
So that's not now. Let's do it. I'm going to do a drama card.
Okay. Just use it as the same as your possibility.
That's better. So that's 2 bonus dice.
By the way, Alex, even in a round we disconnected, you can still play a card from your hand into your pool.
Okay.
Reroll 1 because of your signature weapon.
Right, so that is 31 damage.
Ouch.
So
not enough to kill it, but still, 31 is not to be sniffed at. Is any
then I could have possibly done that. Sorry.
Is any armor piercing?
No, that's not on the giant killer one.
So that is therefore 12. So that is 2 wounds and 4 shock on that Triceratops number 2. It did not like that at all. It rolls in pain and does indeed find its attention distracted from its other target. Is that everyone gone then?
No, we're still here.
Has everyone had a go at this combat round?
Yes.
Okay. Can somebody please roll me a d6?
Please roll an odd. No!
What's doing?
You tell me roll.
Evens for Earth.
I thought you'd prefer it.
Let him have
Let them have it.
Finally, heroes.
We're
Attack and
first.
intimidate are the approved actions. And
Yeah.
he goes first.
Before we go, can I swap a card with you, Ryoko?
Which one?
Can I-
I'm going to give you Reconnect 61. So if you
Is
fail your roll, and you give me your card, whatever it is,
Is it
and if you
your
fail your
pool?
reality roll, just use that card.
it in your pool?
It's in my
I
pool.
can give you action 14.
John can do it quickly, so
Actually, I should have just done it from the 2 character sheet, shouldn't I? I could have done it a lot more quickly. Reconnect 61,
Okay, I reconnect.
14.
Can I try and finish this
don't
dinosaur off?
What?
don't reconnect. Do your reality check. If you fail it, then you can do reconnect.
If it's free, you can do the check anyway.
Okay, I do the reality check.
You're in a mixed zone, so that's a 10. Mixed zone core Earth. So you use your reconnect, and you reconnect immediately.
All right. Can I have a try to disconnect?
Hey, try to disconnect again if you want to.
Okay, so I will slide over the hood of our car
Ding, 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 ding. Slide over. Yep.
and slash the
Beast Rider 5.
yes.
His unarmed combat is an 11, for he is unarmed at this moment.
What is that Triceratops below me doing, by the way? This is standing here for...
He was actually should have been further off because he lost his rider and is moving off.
I guess
No,
the
I'm
10
glad
is not enough.
10 is not enough because Goldson Beast Rider number 5 is not in any way, shape, or form impeded or harried. So his melee, his unarmed combat is an 11. So essentially, you go to strike, and the Dinos looks at the last moment, and she brings up its hands at the base of your blade and just runs its hands up your blade and holds the shot back before releasing.
All right.
Who's following Ryoko? So unfortunately, you did attack, but it was a fail. So
We need to
Try
take
and
out
finish off.
Triceratops 2 because that one's might ruin the.
I was about to.
You guys know if there's a charge in this game.
Anyway,
there is, if you've got certain abilities, for example, a Triceratops that moves and attacks anything more than a walk, gets +2 to attack because it has charge.
How much movement has it got?
It has a move of 8.
Okay. Can I get this thing out of the way, guys, and just get this other Triceratops down there?
You're going to open number 4.
Yeah, I'm going to charge number 4.
Okay.
Hopefully.
Give us a beast riding check. Good enough. So you can basically give it whatever commands you want this round. So it could charge directly into the other Triceratops if you wanted it to at full pelt.
That's what I wanted to do.
Oh, that's pretty awesome.
So attack is the thing of the choice today.
Okay. Well, it's doing the attack, but I'm not going to be that mean. If it hits, you're going to get the card because you're the one that told it to. But you can roll for it. Its unarmed combat is a 10. However, it's getting a +4 because Triceratops are 9 meters long. So
Test 10.
yeah,
Plus
with a
2.
+4.
4.
Yeah.
If this will work. I'm doing the test and then +4 in my modifiers. Okay, let's go.
Okay.
That worked.
That's enough to hit it. It's not enough to get bonus damage. So you are doing its horn damage of 18, +2 for a charge is a 20, versus the other Triceratops' toughness. Triceratops 4 takes 2 shock, as Triceratops 5, gores it a bit.
Hey. Does it have any effect on the guy riding it, or is he just like knocked in like me?
I'm going to give him a beast riding check. Nah, he's fine. By the way, have a step B card. Who's following on from T-Biscuit?
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 It's the only famous racehorse I could think of at a moment's notice.
That's Seabiscuit, isn't it?
You mean Seabiscuit?
T-Biscuit, then.
Yeah.
That's the one.
Sugar.
Yeah, Shergar would have been another one, but I
Red
like
Rum.
T-Biscuit because it's a Triceratops. I'm going to say that's why I said T.
Ah, okay.
Who's next?
I think I'll go. Go into the go and take that machine gun and just blast Triceratops 1 in the face.
You haven't even used your machine gun. God, you should see Ryuko. She was brilliant with our machine gun.
Okay, it's dodge is essentially a 7 with the very large.
So so do I add +4? No. I'm going to do
I've taken it down by 4, so its dodge is a 7,
Okay, so I'm doing a heavy burst.
which will give you a +6. It's a long burst, not a heavy burst. But yeah.
Is it still vulnerable because it hasn't had its go yet?
Triceratops 1 is not. I'm sure it's had a go since it became vulnerable.
Oh, yeah, I guess it just failed. Right. Well,
So it's not a heavy burst; it's a long burst, which is a +4, not a +6.
Yep.
Does a 12 hit it?
It does, and it's more than. I mean, it's the difficulty it was a 7, so that is 5 higher. So that will do a bonus die of damage unless you do anything else. Roll that again. That's a 5. Roll that again. That's 10. You do not have signature weapon, so you have to put up with 1s. The M60 has a damage value of 15. So that makes a damage value of 26 versus its toughness. You do a wound and 2 shock to the Triceratops. It is now on 2 wounds because it was already wounded. Successfully done, Dr. Dick. Attack and intimidate are the approved actions. Have a destiny deck card. Don't forget to play one into your pool. Abram and Residence, I believe you're left.
Bang. Abram,
Did Theo go?
Did Theo go? Have you had a go yet? Theo?
No, I've not actually.
Okay, fine. So you've still got to go. But so what are you doing, Residence?
I shoot something.
You can shoot the Triceratops. You could shoot the Beast Rider.
Triceratops is almost dead, isn't it?
It can take 2 more wounds, and it's just a little bit dazed.
Oh.
So
Okay.
everything will add up.
I'll take a shot at
The
it.
difficulties to hit a trike are 7s at this moment in time.
Okay, grand. I will take another pot shot at it, though. Okay, cool.
I think you're going to have trouble getting Durak back into the truck.
With my new pet, yeah, it'd be very hard.
That's shite.
You almost hit. You only need a 7.
I'm going to throw in another possibility then.
Okay.
So for the possibility, I enter
You put your skill in the first box, which in this case will be whatever your fire combat plus your dex is, and your die total, which is currently a 6, in the second box. Not enough to get 2 die, but that is enough to have a bonus die of damage. So roll a d6. On a 6, it counts as a 5 and a reroll. So 3 onto your gun's damage, and we need to double check this. I don't think it's 12. I think you find it might be a 13.
14.
Is it 14? Okay.
I think it's 14, your gun.
Firearms. It is the Aurortian Webley revolver sort of thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
The chart for firearms is on the page before the index. There's the page for firearms. Bloody. Yeah, it's a 14, not a 12. 12 is I think 12 is the damage for the spiders or something like that.
Oh, okay.
So 14 plus 3 is 17. Isn't enough to penetrate its armor, but it does do another 2 shock, which is going a long way towards helping it go down. So Triceratops 1 is currently on 6 shock, taken out of 12, sorry. Abram or Theo, who's next?
Can I try again?
Yeah. Sorry, Dr. Hemlock gets a card because he successfully attacked.
So
Abram is going to try again.
Yeah, I'll do the same. So aiming at its behind its shield of its head neck
put a
thing.
card into my
You
hand.
put a card from your hand into your pool, yes. Okay, don't forget you're not getting the -4s cancelled like you had last round.
No, but it's large, and I'm
Yep. So
so -4 + 4, so that does cancel. Presumably.
So no pluses.
So yeah, just normal roll against 11. Is that right?
If you're taking account the pluses to counteract your minuses, then yes, 11.
Might as well. Woohoo, I'll use a hero card.
Okay. That's certainly a hit, and it is an outstanding hit, so you will roll 2 bonus die of damage.
Oh, we'll do that. I'll reroll.
Reroll the 1. So that's 19.
19. So that's 38 damage.
See, now if you got 1 more, that would have taken it out in 1 shot last round.
Yeah, I could do a coup de grace this round as well. So, but I'll save my coup de grace because that's going to be.
Yeah, you don't need the coup de grace because you do enough wounds, and the Triceratops roars out in pain, sinks to its knees, and then collapses over onto its side.
I feel a bit sorry for the Triceratops.
Is felled.
All right, Theo.
Theo, seeing that,
can I have a card, please?
You can.
I'm just getting. I would have done something else, but seeing his attack as an approved thingy action, I'm going to just shoot Overseer number 2. I think because all the others are with friendlies, and I'll end up just shooting friendlies, and I feel really sad. So I'm going to shoot number 2.
Stride over and just unload into Overseer number 2.
Yeah. Oh, actually, do you know how many shots of ammo a short burst takes?
3.
3 shots. Oh.
Who's that?
Is that someone's background? What you're doing, Badger?
He's got noisy background.
Drama stuff.
Oh, who's listening to my fucking?
I'm not actually doing the sounds, so I don't necessarily know exactly what it is supposed to be.
Was that you that made that noise? Was that Aido's background noise?
No, that was my background noise. I was watching a trailer for something.
I will.
Okay, yeah.
Shoot. Yeah. Sorry, I just wanted to know how many shots. I think I might be out of ammo.
3.
3, did you say? Sorry, you're breaking up.
You said 3. I'm getting deja vu, by the way.
3.
3. Okay, so I've got loads of ammo left. I'll waste him now.
You were shooting the gun first, weren't you?
Oh, and I forgot to
Nice.
put me +2 on. I'm in +4.
right. 18.
I'm at it now.
Yeah, Overseer 2. I'm not even going to bother rolling. Because
Yeah, he's
Overseer 2 is
toast,
about.
isn't he?
Yeah.
That's me done.
Well, with a significant portion of their number down, and Triceratops either under attack or riderless, the remaining Gold Sun Overseers and the remaining Triceratops are quickly abscond from the scene. The vehicles ahead of you stop. You get everyone out. You check out the various trucks. They appear to be okay. All the while you're doing this, the 24 or so primitive humanoids are looking either afraid, or some of them are milling up to you. A couple of them are coming up to you, Theo, and wondering at your shiny semi-see-through breastplate. And they appear just to be fascinated by you at this point. Lupe pulls up in one of the other cars and says, "What's happening? Is everything okay?"
See, it is now.
Yep, I've upgraded my vehicle to a Triceratops.
She looks up and says, "Whoa, is that Drac on the beast?" Muy bueno, señor, muy bueno.
It is, isn't it? Do you believe his legs could split apart that wide?
I think it's more sort of like, I'm imagining him more like
Riding
Dune, right?
like a female.
So he probably stood on the back of it.
Yeah.
Just like when you gauntlet gripped into the rough and pushing it backwards and forwards.
Yeah, there's no way you could straddle it.
As you're realigning things and doing some basic repairs on the heavily damaged trucks, Abram, one of the primitives looking distinctly out of place to the others. Most of the others look to have been locals before they transformed. However, this woman, she's a good 4 or 5 inches taller than the rest. Long blonde hair as opposed to the brunette and black of the local. One thing is they're all quite statuesque and obviously all quite healthy. The wild laws of the living land deal with that. And she comes up to you and she says, "I am Dina. I was once UN worker before the Adinos. Before Baruch Kar, I help people, still do, but now I know better things. I make medicine from the jungle and learn to fight. Godson," and she gestures to all the corpses, "take many prisoners to Chichen Itza. They are uncovering old ruins. I can't remember history very well. They use us to dig and carry stones. Some real things, signs, symbol. They read, I don't remember. But are you going there to," and she smiles, "chicken pizza?" Repeating, and she appears to get a laugh from a couple of her companions, which Dr. Dick, she's simply repeating the joke you said last week. But yeah, old joke. I still remember place. You cannot go there. Many warriors have gathered. They cover the entire site. Thousands. I can't remember numbers.
Unfortunately, I think we need to head that way.
Yes, there's something very bad
good of you
happening.
to warn us, but there's something we must stop.
Some great malevolence is about
Hearing that you're going, another one of them comes over, looks like a local, and he bangs his chest. I was builder in Chichen Itza. I remember place. I show you. And he proceeds to start drawing out a crude map in the dirt on the ground. Scale's a bit freaky. Distances are off. There's certainly no detail. But it would appear that Jorge remembers some bits.
Oh, I'd say very fortunate.
And he looks at the others as if and says to them, "You all come. You cowards, if you not come." And he begins to beckon them. But some of them look a little bit nervous about, well, getting into trucks, basically. So if you do want them to come with you, they're going to take a little bit of convincing.
What could I play the Inspire card to do that?
You could do. What does Inspire do?
Play to give all Storm Knights their choice of one possibility, a draw from the Destiny deck, or they can recover 3 shock.
You can do that now if you want to.
Yep.
Can I play a card too as well?
What are you playing?
I want to play the card. I mean, kill the card called Romance.
Okay.
I think a possibility to get a new card.
Have a possibility and have second chance instead.
I missed drawing a card because attack was coming back from a shot something.
You did, so you get adrenaline.
Now, do we move all these cards from our pull in their hand? And
yep, fall in hand, and you've got to dump down to 5.
Oh, God, I've got to get cards. You just make it so hard.
I've got like 10.
Well, you've got a persuasion roll you need to make if you want to get them in. So you can use the benefit of what Badger just did to assist you with that. You'll be getting a possibility or a card. Father Theo is able to convince them all that it is. I mean, you only have to convince Dina, it seems, and then she happily leaps up onto the back of one of the less damaged vehicles and gestures to the rest. And you've just doubled your numbers, albeit with primitive warriors. So the Inspire, you've got a choice. You can either take a possibility, or you can draw another card, or you can get 3 shock back.
Oh, possibility.
Don't we get shock anyway since combat is over? Or shock back?
You will in a bit. Shock will come back after the combat, so I would say you're either going to want cards or possibilities. And as you're about to discard down to 5 cards, I'd probably say you're going to want to take the possibility.
Ryoko, if you've got a card in your hand that you want, I give you second chance so you don't have that problem next time.
I like my cards.
Okay. Yeah, I'm destroying my second chance then. Unless I don't know.
You could swap it to somebody else. So before we transfer onwards, I'm doing it for some people. Just move your cards from your hand back into your pool. And then either action any cards that you've got that can be used now, or discard down to 5.
I would use the Delphi support.
Yeah, I'm deleting my cards now since no one replied.
There any cool item lying around by the Delphi Council?
What would you like?
An antenna to get reconnected.
Unfortunately, they don't have that in their arsenal, but otherwise.
Let's see what would be cool.
I'm gonna have to go to bed soon, and I hope that's not a problem.
No problem at all.
And please don't stop on my account.
Not an issue. Anything from Core Earth Axioms 23 or below is available, up to and including if you wanted a rocket launcher.
That's breath rounds.
Yeah, sure. A rocket launcher. Let's do this.
What about an airstrike? Can you get that?
You could call it. Well, you could call an airstrike down if you want to. It is an option.
Really?
Yeah.
Ion cannon ready.
But you'd have to call it down later because you've got nothing to airstrike here.
Nah, I will just take the rocket launcher.
Okay.
Like the mini portable.
It is a heavy weapon.
Okay.
You've got a choice. You can either have a Stinger or a Tau. So do you want anti-aircraft or anti-tank?
Anti-tank. Anti-Triceratops.
Yeah. So you've got a basically within the. Don't ask me why there's one here, but let's say that a local cartel was using the football stadium as a base of operations, and just as while everyone else is dealing with stuff, you search around, and amongst all the other overgrown detritus and transformed materials, you find a sort of a classic-looking, deep green, sort of the dark grey-green army surplus case that you open, and there is in fact a TOW anti-tank single-shot rocket launcher, which has a damage of 28 AP6.
Wait a that. So that was
I'm gonna play a connection card.
26.
AP6.
AP.
It has a short range of dash. In other words, it cannot be fired at short range.
Sorry. What was the thing before AP6?
28 damage, armor piercing 6.
Okay.
Yeah, 2-8.
Yeah.
It doesn't have a short range. Its medium range is up to 2,000 meters, and its long range is up to 4,000 meters. And it is a medium blast weapon.
All right.
Badger, you said you were playing Connection.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you want to describe what the connection is, or do you want to leave that to me?
I guess just some. I don't know. I mean,
someone, or someone. It doesn't have to be something here. Basically, you know somebody in the area who can lend aid. It could be maybe there's somebody in this group that you know, or
I'll spot someone in the crowd and like say, "No way, Jose!" It's literally Jose. I was on vacation here, and some years ago, and he saved me from a bunch of jaguars. This guy, he's a real.
How is Jose going to be useful to you?
Shield.
Yeah, human shield, not particularly good. Yeah.
Yeah, he's just like
He's wearing red.
better version of the ordinary, like the other guys were getting.
Yeah, basically, you met him when you were on a tour down here.
Yeah.
And the one thing you remember about Jose was his tour bus. And he looks at you, and there's a brief moment of recognition, and he's like, Dr. Sanders?
Hey, long story. We gotta get to Chichen Itza and crash a wedding.
He looks at you confused, maybe not understanding wedding or something like that, but I will come. I will come with you, Doctor. And he's basically sticking to you like glue at this moment in time. You can see that his tattered clothing, there are elements of what would have been his tour guide outfit from previously, and you do spot barely hanging on to a tattered remnant of a denim belt buckle, a belt hoop on what's left of his jeans. You can see the quite distinctive set of keys that he had. And you remember it and it looks like he hasn't changed them, but some of the keys are a bit rusted. But the thing you remember about his keys, he's got this ridiculously garish key ring, which is a sort of a bright orange spongy of one of the Chichen Itza pyramids. So you gather people together and begin to travel onwards more. So who's got more than 5 cards still?
Not I.
I've got.
You got loads.
Yeah. Let's see.
You got 9.
Yeah.
Okay, so roll badge discards down to 9. Does anyone have less than 5?
Nope.
Ryoko has 4.
Oh,
So, Alexander, you get a supporter card to your.
Yay.
Get 1 XP for kill, didn't we? Ooh.
Right, let me just close the previous map. Let me clear the menu of any tokens.
do we want a supporter or a setback? What do we want? I think the setback one
Now,
coming
does
up.
the Cococan Pyramid load, or is it going to crash? It loaded. Now, the other question, does the encounter...
Where'd my dinosaur go?
Oh, you still have your dinosaur, by the way. Give us a beast riding check. It's just having to load some things onto the...
Did something... My dice roll didn't show up.
All right, it will in a minute. I just loaded 21 tokens onto the combat tracker, and some of these do have the codes working on them, so it might take it a minute or two to pass through each of them. Yay, and it did have them all on there. Brilliant. It remembered it from before. Excellent. So you guys are going to be twos. I just have to split these guys out into different initiative areas to just cycle them through.
Seems I just let the dinosaur go then.
Yeah, unfortunately, unless you want to...
Nope.
Come on, Beastmaster.
We could really use one of those.
Well, at some point between then and what's about to become now, Dirac decides that possibly riding a tank-sized dinosaur into the middle of this situation isn't necessarily the best thing. Obviously, some of your worst traits of caution appear to be rubbing off on the dwarf.
Nope. That's I don't think that'd be the reason. I reckon the reason was it was too slow.
Could be.
And I have to be fast, because I am the fast person in this group.
Still, with about an hour and a half to go before dawn, you approach the site of Chichen Itza.
Chicken.
You are approaching from the south in the various vehicles. Lupe and Eduardo, in some of the lead vehicles, pull up quite a way ahead and guide some of you up to a high vantage point where you can see down over the situation. Basically, it's still a bit dark, but at this range you can make out some lights of fire around the place. And while you're sitting there looking, one of the policemen from the station from before comes up to you, Dr. Dick, holding out a box. You recognize this. It's from the back of the truck. It's the drone that he recovered from the police station. And he hands it to you and points at the app that's on one of the phones that you carry. It's like, we can have a look and see what is going on.
Yeah, great idea. Let's fire this thing up.
Okay, you do. And the buzzing noise of the drone, and it takes off. As you might expect, Malacrix, the ebony-skinned Adinos, stands atop the central ziggurat in the middle of Chichen Itza, marked on the map as the Kukulkan Pyramid. Billy, Hotshot Stanley, and Dr. Sheila Maxwell sit bound at her feet near the altar that is atop the pyramid. You can see the life force slowly draining from them as Malacrix enacts whatever this ritual is. The future queen of the Adinos is surrounded, so almost maybe about 30 or 40 meters around the pyramid is just completely packed with Adinos warriors, perhaps tens of thousands of Gold Sun Adinos. They dance, sing, jump spasmodically, and even fight with one another. The mood amongst the gathered lizards is electric. And in fact, as you watch, so is the air. Though the sky above you is completely clear, wonderful starscape overhead, and the far horizon, you can see the black beginning to transition into deep purple of the rising sun, albeit still an hour or so away. You occasionally see sparks erupting in mid-air. Clearly, something big is about to happen. Malacrix, her onyx skin gleaming with gold, she's literally covered in it. She sways above the Godbox, ensconced upon the altar at the top of the pyramid. Red and blue energy flowing from her arms into the ancient Mayan artifact. As you watch, a flash of lightning and a ball of smoke or pure storm energy explodes beside Malacrix atop the pyramid. When it clears, the biggest Adinos you have ever seen stands beside her. He must be 12, 13 feet tall, and he wields a spear of pure black material. He roars at the crowd, and they scream back in adulation. Can't believe your eyes. This must be Barak Kar, the Tsar of the Adinos. It all makes sense now. Malacrix said that she would be queen. She's going to control Lenala and offer that to the Tsar as her own dowry. She will become queen. You are witnessing the beginnings of the ceremony of the wedding of Barak Kar. So there are Adinos forces for probably a good 200 or 300 meters around the Kukulkan pyramid. Mostly they are centered very close to the pyramid, but there are clearly way more than you think you'd be able to take on. Even with the Tau missile, Ryoko, you don't think that would make a dent in their forces. So you need a plan.
I play 30 more Delphi cards.
They get a lot more.
Has anyone got the card that can pull someone that's from a card that's already they used and pull? Then we can just get another one. We pull a Nook or something.
Jose comes up to you, Dr. Dick, and he says, "Many lizards." And he seems to be looking further than the temple, though. You can see there's a look of pining or loss in his eyes as he looks beyond the pyramid.
Where?
The lizards, all right. What's your point?
You're in the toilet again, Scale, whatever you were saying there.
Jose replies to you, Dr. Dick, and says, "No point. I just remember driving here." "What is driving?"
What we just did to get here. You know, you see the big metal thing with wheels that go brrrm, And then you
Ah, yes, wheels. Jose, remember now. Jose have big thing with big wheels. And he points. You can see he can't really work out where he's pointing, but he appears to be pointing higher than the pyramid, which you get the impression that means further away.
So does anyone here have an idea what we're meant to be doing now, or I can play a card to find out what we're meant to be doing now?
Oh, play the card.
Because I have
Okay.
no.
I'm play idea then.
Okay. If you sit there discussing things, Eduardo and Lupe come over, and they say, "There's many lizards here. Did I hear your friend Jose here say he has? Did you say big vehicle, big wheels?" And Jose nods and says, "In Kapak, beyond." Lupe looks at Eduardo, looks at you. Did he say car park? Yeah, Kapak. We could try to make a diversion for you, says Lupe.
Yeah. I mean,
Draw away.
sure, if you.
What's the diverting away though?
I just don't know what kind of diversion
Just
would be big enough to, like, you know, make 10,000 lizards not attack us. You know.
He looks back at all the people gathered in and around the trucks and the cars. Well, there's at least, does a rough count, 12 big vehicles here. If there is anything left, as Jose says here, at the car park, and she looks at Jose, we can take a road around the site and we can coordinate from there. We could try and draw as many of them away. We've got at least 20 or so people back there who can drive. They just need something to drive.
Sure. Worth a try.
Sure. Go ahead. We'll deal with like the other 6,000. Yeah, that's gonna be easy.
We'll do what we can. We'll make a lot of noise, and we will try to drag as many away to disrupt the ceremony as possible. Okay, we'll rush. We don't have much time. Eduardo says that the statue will stop at sunup. So
keep safe.
She nods, and Eduardo comes over. So Eduardo was the police chief, who know has gone through his moment of crisis. So he's a Storm Knight as well. And he walks up to you, Dr. Dick, and stretches out his hand and grasps your arm. And he says, "We have to do what we can to save our planet, don't we, Doctor?"
Yep. That's it. We're gonna do that.
Is anybody suffering from shock?
That will be covered.
I've still got my shock, unless it was healed or something.
I find it pretty. I find the amount of Dinos pretty shocking, but
I got us from shock from last week though.
Right, Durak, you manage to look over the place. So your idea card is you've worked out that probably the best direction to attack from will be the north or the east, because you can see probably from the east, the northeast colonnade, the jungle goes up quite close. So you could sneak in through the group of 1,000 columns, and then you would only have a small amount of ground to cover, open ground to cover, between that structure and the base of the Kukulkan pyramid itself.
I will mention the others. That is thing. I wonder if this place has got an escape route.
Out of character, I think I know what we're supposed to do.
Good.
Because out of character, suggest to them what you're supposed to do.
Well, I basically thought, wow, there are so many of them. Like we're going to need like the force of a god or something to deal with that. And we do.
Oh, by the way,
trapped god in a box, not too far off.
There is a trapped god in the box over there, but well, you think there might be. Just one thing: when Barakar appeared, the spear that he held, you each felt a feeling of disturbing familiarity with that thing, as if you have been very close to that thing at some point in the last 48 hours.
I don't remember any black spears in my
You
travels.
don't. You're getting a sense of deja vu from when you were in the void traveling here.
Oh, like it was a future thing, like we saw this moment back then.
No, more that the malevolent presence you felt possibly was that giant black spear that the Tsar of the Idanos is wielding down there. That, you think, is what you begin to think of as his darkness device.
So we're basically beta, and this guy here is what, like Omega? This guy we're going to fight?
The one above Omega is because he's a High Lord.
I don't have a good feeling about that spear. It's way too phallic.
I don't have a good feeling about.
It's really thin, though, so it's not particularly phallic. While you're sitting discussing, Dina comes up and says, "We not go to Kapak. We wait for them to draw them off. Then we attack from behind. Yes?"
Yes.
She points on the description, and she describes that they'll go to the Jaguar Temple, and once if they can get as many people out, diners out as they can, they'll act as a delay for the ones coming back. And if we go first, says Dina, Dina can talk to sleeping thralls. We may be able to get more people.
Yeah. Do that. I just don't know exactly how we're gonna, get up on that pyramid without.
That's easy. It's climbing.
Yeah, but there's.
Dina disappears into the morning darkness, and everything goes quiet.
That really big guy, we gotta not.
Well, the card says this is the best way of doing this, so I don't see what else we can do.
I also have an idea card. In case we need to find a way to distract him.
About 25, 30 minutes go past. Then, as you're watching, you hear it first over the jungle noise. You hear the sounds of what is essentially some kind of convoy. It would appear that on the going down the northwest car park road, Eduardo, Lupe, and all of the other people from Bacalar have managed to scrounge as many vehicles as they possibly can, including the van with the Kukulkan statue about it, and they are moving down the road towards the Chichen Itza proper and are making an absolutely hellish noise as they do so. You're still watching through the viewport of the drone, Dr. Dick, and you notice that Malakrix doesn't stop. She continues her long ritual. Barrett Carr, though, raises his reptilian head far above anyone else and looks, and a look of just disdain and hate and anger comes over his face. He turns to the crowd and begins to speak in a language you don't understand, drives them into a frenzy, and then leaps bodily off the pyramid to the ground and begins running in the direction of the disturbance.
Hey, he's gone.
While not all of the Adinos follow him, a vast proportion of them pulled up in the religious fervour or just the opportunity to charge into battle alongside their commander-in-chief, like a mass, no tactics, just, to quote StarCraft, just a zerg of Adinos flow away from the pyramid, heading toward the Jaguar Temple, the Boar Court, and beyond. Durac mentions firing the missile. I am beholden to remind you that there are still 2 innocents atop that pyramid.
It's a good thing you did say that because I've forgotten all about them. Because I thought they died when you said the life force was so
Life force was draining, but not yet drained. So, if you could all make favoured stealth checks as you make your way down from your current position just around by the Well of Sacrifice, across to the ball court, and onwards through the group of 1,000 columns towards the pyramid itself.
Favoured means I will press it twice if I don't like the first one.
If you don't get a good roll on the first one, favoured means you can roll it again on the second. So, for example, you can re-roll that too. Theo might want to re-roll the 7.
How do I re-roll? Sorry.
You're favoured to just roll the dice again because it's dark and you're moving through the undergrowth, so you're favoured.
That's better.
Ryoko, your stealth roll. Okay. It was generally you had to make it enough to no more than 50% fail. Now, this is quite big, so hopefully it loads. Let me know when and if it loads.
Yeah.
You get that big burning thing. Oh, there, it's loaded.
As you approach the pyramid, you count about 20 remaining Adinos. You can see at the top of the pyramid, the priestess Malacrix is stood over the Godbox, the red and blue energy still flowing from her into the obsidian device. At this point in time, you're about 40 or so meters from the base of the pyramid.
And we're coming from the south.
Okay, you're coming up from the south. I'll put you on the map in a minute. Who has the highest reality skill?
Would be me, I think.
I've got
Pretty
4. Have you got 5?
Total. We need the total, not the ads.
Oh, right.
Yeah, my
Highest
total is
reality skill is
10.
15.
13.
So we have Durac with a 13, Dr. Dick with a 12, Ryoko with a 10. Theo, yours said was 15, yeah?
Yeah.
Abram, what's your reality skill?
11, I think.
You're not
Yeah.
really in the reality, are you?
Okay. I'll bear that one in mind. So at this moment in time, you are literally approaching the base of the temple. So you're coming in to the map from the south. Let me just put you all on down. Let's leave resonance off for now.
Very cool map.
Will someone be stealing it?
Heroic map. I actually own this map. Yeah. So where's Barrett Carr at this point?
He is charged off to the north. He's currently, at this range, you can start to hear the sounds of gunfire coming from somewhere to the north of the Chichen Itza site.
I'm going after him.
It would seem your companions have made a successful distraction.
They sacrificed themselves for us, I think.
So, we are in a dramatic scene. You are, it says a living land pure zone, but you're actually in a living land pure zone which has got a core earth mixed zone laid over the top of it. So, but as we are in the living land and a mixed zone, can somebody please roll me a d6?
This is so confusing.
John?
Mm-hmm.
My intention was always to go for Barrett Carr, so I wanted to follow him.
Okay. Well, he's a little way away at the minute, but you can get there if you continue on further.
Sweet.
Okay,
I
so
thought the Catholic Church didn't approve of suicide.
You're after Barrett Carr.
oh, he said John. He wasn't saying that out loud.
Oh, okay.
So we begin with appropriately closer to victory. It is a dramatic scene, so the heroes go first, the villains are second. Maneuver is the approved action. So whatever you are doing, we're in combat rounds now. Decide what you're doing in the order you're doing it. At the moment, the bad guys do not know that you're here.
We all know what we're doing. We're going straight up there, killing everyone, and grabbing the 2 people, kill her, get the Godbox, win.
Yes, but you need to break that down into easily achievable action round by action round chunks.
Oh, you mean the other dramatic thing? Because there's like 2 dramatic things.
No, you're in a dramatic scene, but just what you're doing this round. You've just given us the battle plan to the ultimate conclusion. What are you doing this round?
Charging up them and killing them 3 guys in front of me.
Quietly.
Quietly?
So Durac is wanting to move. So the scale on the map is as before. 1 square is 1 meter. It's a decent scale map for once. So Durac, what is your move?
My move is dexterity 8.
So if you want to get there,
There is no squares on
And
my
we're
picture,
approaching
by
this
the way.
from
yeah, there are. Zoom in. The squares are there.
I don't see any squares.
Did I know? They should be. They're showing up on mine. Hang
Well,
on.
squares are a little bit hard to see.
I
This
can't
is a
see any
decent,
squares.
it's a decent scale map. That's why. You can't make them appear better, can you?
Oh, well.
Can someone move me 8 squares forward? Because I can't see squares.
I guess one stage could probably be just.
You don't have to decide. We're not doing that. It's not a dramatic skill resolution at the moment. It's just what you're doing this action round.
Well, I guess I join Durak in
Just charging. Yeah?
charging.
Remember, you can move up to your dex in meters
Triple should run.
or in feet in this case because it's a feet. So 5 feet is 1 meter. For example, Durac, you just moved 8. Was that correct? That's your dex, isn't it?
Yeah, my dex is 8. Yeah. Someone else move me because I can't see the squares.
Yeah. Theo, you moved 7. Ryako, you moved 9. Abram, are you staying there or are you moving?
How much can I see from here? Can I?
Well, it's a pyramid, so you probably can make it everything up to the top step of the pyramid. So the 5 handmaidens who appear to be arrayed at the top, you can see the 3 temple guard. You can't see the temple guard on the other side of the pyramid. Neither can you see the temple guard halfway up the eastern stretch of the pyramid.
I see Malacrix.
You can just about make out the top of her head.
Right. I need to get a better position. The bits that aren't the steps, so the actual stepped pyramid, how easy is that to get up, like climb up?
There you go, Derek. That's an 8 box, okay?
Okay.
The Godbox is an 8 box.
You can, the steps are easy. The bits on either side, they're about 1.5 meters in each aspect. So you could make it up, but it's like climb, scramble, climb, scramble, climb, scramble.
I'm wondering whether I could sneak up there. But then again, if they're all just charging up front.
Remember, you can move 3 times your move in one round and still do something if you want to.
How overlooked is it? Is it able to? Well, obviously it's overlooked because it's a pyramid.
It's like it's a Mayan 1 steps. It's a 45-degree step.
So we can do that on the first go then, because I was thinking of doing that.
Yeah, you can do it. You can move up to 3 times, so you could move another 16 squares if you wanted to.
I want to slam right in those
You could certainly get up and slam into the temple guards if you wanted to.
On the square.
A charge bonus.
Yeah, yeah, you're charging up a 45-degree slope, so I might have given you it otherwise, but not this time.
Let Durak do his hit then first before I decide what.
That temple guardian seems to be in mid square or something.
Yeah, I could run
There
up
you go.
and
Lined him up for you.
try to do a maneuver on him. Does maneuver require me to be in contact with him, though?
You've got to be relatively close, but not straight up. Essentially, you're trying to do something physical to gain an advantage, or to give them a disadvantage.
Yeah, I'll just do the thing where I throw powder at them. Because that could still be a maneuver, right?
Don't see any reason why that couldn't be. These guys are a bit beefier than the dinos you've been encountering before, Durak, but not that you think that's going to be a bit of a problem. But they appear to be bulkier, hardy, and they do appear to have sort of heavier calcium deposits all across their scales.
Do I get a +2 from the charge and -2 from the multi-action? All right.
We'll go with that.
Just do my unarmed combat then.
They are melee because they are armed with spears. Their defenses is a 14. Decent opening roll with an 18.
I'm going to use a possibility because I want to get through these quickly. What's my dice roll here because of the thing happening?
That's an 18.
Okay, dice roll's 18. My unarmed skill is 12, okay. That's a 10 minimum, so it did it. So 21.
Yep. 21 versus the Temple Guards unarmed. As I said, so melee weapons of 14. So it's not enough. It's 3 away from getting an outstanding success, but it's a good success at least.
That means
1 bonus die, not 2, currently.
Okay. That's 18 AP2.
18 AP2, so that does 1 wound and 2 shot. As your claws feel some resistance from what is obviously the skin is becoming more mineralized, but it is enough to cut through, and you feel the satisfying soak of blood on your hands. No, not a death croak, not at all. But well done nonetheless. Dr. Dick, you ran further up as well.
How much do I get for having run 3 times my...
-2.
Slightly less, okay. What is their defense to maneuver?
12.
12, okay.
Slightly better than the trick, an 11.
I'm going to try to get a possibility then from the...
Okay, so you're reaching into your pack.
Yeah.
Stop, double clicking.
Yeah, well, the first one was good enough anyway.
The first one was good enough anyway. Okay, so you reach out to the heart of Vukan. You make the subconscious request, and you feel the stored power of the Vukan reality flowing up the arm. There's a brief susurrus of alien voices that you can't understand in the back of your mind before you unleash the possibility against whatever it is you're doing.
Right, so I'm going to try to use maneuver against, guess, both Temple Guard 9 and 4. It was no -4, right?
That's giving you a total of -4, yes.
Right, so I'm just going to roll it first, and then I'm going to...
You already put the -4 into that, haven't you? Yeah. If you're spending a possibility on this, don't forget to still put the -4 on the subsequent roll, or just reduce your skill total by 4 when you put it in if you're spending a possibility.
Which one was it? 8.
I don't think you did that right.
Yeah, I must have done something wrong there.
So you previously had a die total of 19. So that would have given you a die total of 29. 29 on the bonus number chart is... If anyone's got it open. If not, I can quickly open it.
Sorry, what was the value?
That gives you a 9. 9 onto your skill. Maneuver.
Is 11, so...
That's a 20. Oh, maybe it is right, because the minus then comes off that.
Right, so is that enough to get a player's call? No.
20 isn't enough to get a player's call, but it is enough to get them very something.
What we want then? Stun the vulnerable. Are we pure attacking now, aren't you? So, I guess vulnerable.
Okay, they both become very vulnerable. Temple Guard number 4 and Temple Guard number 9. Ryoko, are you staying where you are, or are you continuing to charge up?
I continue to charge up.
Okay, so
can I reach?
Yeah, you can. If you want to, you could get to one step. You could get in between 9 and 4 if you wanted.
I will just. Oh well, 9 and 4. Yeah.
Okay, so if you want to attack this round, you'll be at -2 for moving. So just -2 on your normal attack. Who are you going after, 4 or 9?
Number 9.
Okay, he is very vulnerable, thanks to what Dr. Dick just did. So Temple Guard number 9 has you've got a 10 to hit them.
Okay,
so
you hit them with 13 or -2.
Yep, 2 off of that, you get a 13. So not enough to do bonus damage, but
doesn't he get +4 because they're at or is it?
I've already reduced that.
Oh, okay, sorry.
And melee weapons is normally 14 defense, so it's a 10.
All right, so that's 13 armor piercing 2.
13 AP 2. So you bring your sword down. They are wielding turtle shell shields, similar to the ones you've seen before, possibly a slightly different hue. The shield comes up, blocking most of the force of your katana, but you bring the full strength of the force down, and you see his feet just like shift slightly backwards along the steps as you do 2 shock to Temple Guard number 9.
Just 2 shock.
Abram, are you doing anything from your position? And Father Theo, are you moving any further forward as well?
Yeah, I'll just move up a bit more. Can I like double move or whatever?
You can triple move if you want.
Well, I've already moved 7, so.
Yep, so you can move another 14 if you want.
Okay, well, I don't really want to be. Is Barrack Car an unassailable distance away? Is he at the other side of the pyramid?
At the moment, he is. Yes, he's on the other side of the pyramid. I mean, if you look at the scale on the other map, he's currently probably about 400 or 500 meters away, just off the top of the map to the north of the ball court. Doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be there for the entire duration, though.
Okay, I shall move up here, and is there any sort of like support thing I can do? Support role?
Yeah, well, any of the interaction attacks can make one of your opponents easier to hit, or worse for them to do anything to. So, I mean, they're religious types. You could try intimidating them with the word of your god.
All right, so I shall do so.
Intimidate for you, I think, is off spirit, so you're going to be half decent even if you haven't got the skill.
There we go.
Okay, so you went after one of them. Keep it simple. So Temple Guard number 4. Do you want to make him vulnerable or stymied?
Vulnerable, please.
Vulnerable. Okay.
No, wait. Oh, no, I'll leave it.
Okay. Gaz, what are you doing? Abram, doing anything else from that position?
Yeah, I'd like to try and clamber up the side So hopefully the focus will be on them. I can try and sneak and either cut the two guys free.
Okay, so you can move up the step bit, not the steps bit, but you're going to be at half move essentially. So rather than worrying about rolls, it's up and then up, then up and up. So, for example, you could probably get to the second step, or you're probably right where you are. Maybe a little bit like up against the wall, sort of thing there.
Can I do a maneuver to help me move quicker, or
maneuvers get a combat advantage over your opposition?
Okay. I will stay over there.
Theo, you feel your adrenaline pump as you prepare for this final conflict with one of these invaders of Earth, Car, his minion Malacrix, and you ready your weapon, bounding up the first few steps of the temple. Then, suddenly, it seems as if time stands still. You feel the warm breeze on your face. You hear the call of quetzal birds in the jungle around you. You taste the lakes of blood that have drenched this site for thousands of years, and more is to come. You revel in sensations. Your companions ahead of you move in slow motion as you realize another god has reached out and has touched your soul, not in any means of usurpation or to deliver you from any kind of unnatural, in her eyes, religion, but you feel that you've been touched by Lunala herself. This must be what it is to live in her world, to be one of her followers, to be a Jakat. Then the voice of the goddess speaks to you. No. It's more a sensation than speech. You can sense ahead of you at the top of the pyramid, Malacrix channeling possibilities into the Godbox, where you can sense Lunala has already been trapped through some dark sacrifice. But Malacrix, you can sense, has not completed the ritual. If you can wrest control of the box, Lunala can break free. And you sense that she will show her followers the error of their ways with a fury the likes of which this land has never seen.
Call that.
The rest of you sense the wind whipping up around you, and then Theo literally flies to the top of the pyramid. At the moment, Theo, you're about 8 feet off the ground, surrounded by a whipping tornado of winds, red and blue energy literally crackling off your fingers. So, just so everybody knows, through reasons he can't understand, Theo is now engaged in what is called a reality storm. And Gemma's jealous because this was her favourite thing when we played O-Torg back in the 90s. In Torg Eternity, this is a direct one-on-one conflict because Theo, at the top, you can still see what's going on. You see Malacrix, likewise, is bodily ripped away from where she stood next to the Godbox. Likewise, being held aloft by unnatural winds as similar blue and red energy is crackling off of her fingers. Now, a reality storm is a dramatic skill resolution, but only you are involved in this dramatic skill resolution. The storm is raging about 20 yards, about 60 feet in diameter, centered around the top of the temple. As per usual, steps A, B, C and D have to be completed. You have 5 rounds from next round to do so. Each of the actions is the same thing. You will be making an opposed reality skill check against Malacrix's own reality skill. However, just to give you fair warning, the rest of you will have other things to deal with. By round 3, in about 30 seconds' time, you're getting the distinct impression that whatever was distracting Carr and the warriors will cease to be an issue for their distraction. So you are against the clock as Carr and his forces will, in short order, begin heading back in your direction. So, with that being said, we go on to the second combat round because you do get surprised. Don't forget, everybody can play cards from their hand into their pool. At this moment in time, however, nobody can take any actions to assist Theo. But you could still swap cards out of character into the pool from your pool if you wish to do so.
I don't even know who this Theo person is.
He's the priest.
No,
He's the weird.
Joking.
Don't trust him.
Have a setback card you might want. I'm not sure if you're doing the dramatic.
Can somebody roll me a d6?
No. Yes.
Living Land drama card. Well, they're both Living Land drama cards with a 5. Remembering we are in a dramatic scene, so louder with words. You're in a dramatic scene. You have a flurry. A and B can both be attempted this round, but taunts will suffer a -10 penalty as the noise of the roaring, ripping wind just strips sound away from anything else that is going on around you.
Does anyone want to do anything before I rip this person ahead of me out to death?
No, I want to play my cousin card, but that won't affect that. Please.
Enough me to say what you're doing.
Well, it's going to go. I'll just play my cousin card, though. It's called There's Always Hope, and it says all tests related to a dramatic skill resolution are favoured for the rest of the scene.
Oh, that's good.
That helps,
That helps
hopefully.
Theo.
Helps everyone here. Right, that's
well,
do my combat then.
Dramatic skill. So, yeah, you go. No, I just wanted to get that in for Theo.
I mean, I think I like that 15. I don't want to re-roll it. What's my target?
You can't re-roll.
You said we were all.
No, Theo, because
dramatic skill resolution tests are favoured.
That's what I mean. These dramatics. There's 2 types of dramatic. It's so.
You're in a dramatic scene, but Theo's doing a dramatic skill resolution.
Yeah. Okay. I'm still waiting for my target.
You're attacking a temple guard in hand-to-hand combat, yeah? 14s.
14. That's just barely hit him. I'll accept that because I don't want to use all my possibilities. Damage 16, AP2. Wait, what was the card last time? It was maneuvers last time.
It was. Okay, was this one you'd attacked before?
Yep.
Temple guard number 8. Well, you do another wound. And that is enough as that temple guard collapses down the steps of the pyramid.
Yeah, it's my first go done. I won't do my next go until everyone else has had their go.
Who didn't get a card last round for doing maneuver?
Did a maneuver last round.
Well, somebody did. I think Dr. Dick did.
I didn't.
There you go. Get a supporter.
What about my card?
For doing an attack this round. Get master plan. Who is following on from Durak?
The temple guard fall in front of me. Can I shoot him without engaging?
Yeah,
I mean,
Ryoko and Durak aren't engaged with him at the moment, so yeah, you can do that.
You're not engaged with. Okay. Because that would be. Yeah, because I don't think 3 people could be engaged, and especially one of them's a wizard.
Shoot him. They're not Mormons. Just get on with it.
Right. I'm gonna pull out my 45 and just shoot him, I guess. Blast him. Then where was it? Ooh. Possible mishap.
Possible mishap. Luckily, you're in a core earthmic zone, so.
I'm gonna try to use one of those. Another one from the
Art of Bukan. You got 3, I think it has, or possibly 5. I can't remember the stats.
There was 5. Yeah, I think there were 5.
How many have you used?
Well, you don't manage to draw one out. So you miss.
I'll just spend an ordinary possibility then.
Okay.
Your dice roll was a 2 in that one.
Ooh.
It dodges a 12, so that's enough for a good success. Roll an additional bonus die of damage. Roll again, that's a 5. Roll again, that's a 5. That's an 11.
Same as last time. So yeah, that's 14, 19.
Well, 14 out of 11, isn't it?
25, yeah.
Yep. Their toughness is a 15, so that is 2 wounds. So you draw a bead, and Temple Guard number 4, who was actually also very vulnerable from last round. So you got. Well, no, you didn't get an extra bonus die, but you were doing it a clear one. Goes down as you shoot.
And I'll just move forward.
And you get drama card.
Oh, nice.
Oh, Ryoko.
Yes. Same again, melee weapon attack on the guy. Come on.
That's a miss, unfortunately.
Yeah, this is all I had.
Okay, not a problem. Abram, you're moving further up.
Don't forget to move.
So can I move half my speed going up there?
Alex.
Yeah.
If you want to do a single move, you could move. What's your normal dex?
10, so that's
So you can
30.
move 5 or 15 squares if you're just moving straight up.
So can I get up? So 15. Well, the guy is about
2, 3,
14 away, I think.
4, 5, 6. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. That would be a 12.
Yep. Can I get to him and attempt to free him or something?
Yeah, you can do so. You get a -2. Give us a maneuver check to attempt to free him. They are bound quite soundly with vines which appear to move with an unnatural life of their own. Okay, you managed to free Billy's arms. His legs are still bound. You needed to get a good success to get rid of both of them, but he appears conscious at least.
I'll go for a possibility then. I wanted to try and do it quickly, get him in and out, get them both. So I'll do a possibility. What is my maneuver? 11.
You do have a flurry this round, so
19.
Yep, that's enough. You managed to free him. He still seems a little bit like not fully with it at the moment. You can see the handmaidens are looking up at Theo's wind-shrouded form, so they haven't seen you yet. So you're not able to move him far, but you essentially you drag him with you back over the edge, and he seems to be recovering slightly. Theo.
Your favoured Theo.
Okay, so that's basically 2 rolls, is it?
You do 1 roll at the moment. We'll do the flurry in a minute. But yeah, the favoured is if you get a crap roll on the first one, you can roll again and use them if it's better.
Okay.
You always have to take the second roll,
though. Alright, so a reality check?
A reality skill check. Your difficulty number is an 18.
Yeah.
Oh, God,
well done. So, from the outside, it looks confusing. So, Abram, you can see what's going on. It just looks like wind is whipping around, and all of a sudden, the air between the two of them, between Malacrix and Theo, is just filled with, at this point, it's filled with imagery. You see images of nature and savagery. Coming from Malacrix's side, there are images of dinosaurs, a dino, strange alien creatures you've not seen before. But then from Father Theo's side, his attack back or his defense, you see lots of illuminated images, old style biblical visions, parables played out at like 10 times speed through the images. And just as it begins to ramp up and you start to see cybernetic circuitry and technology beginning to inch in at the edges, bolstering the attack, the first round, it shatters the opposition of the faith and nature of Malacrix, and you see her head sort of whip back, cracked backwards, and the air between them is clear once more. Well done, Theo. You have achieved the first success. You guys have a flurry, however, so what are you doing with your second actions this round?
I just want to try and get the girl, so the same thing that I just did. So run across and then grab her and bring her down to the bloke. If that's okay?
Right, one other thing that happens, I just need to double check, you did a standard success, so that was Malacrix took 2 shock. Yep, you can move up. It's the same again, make a maneuver check.
This time do 20 with your first roll.
Is it -2 again? Sorry.
No, because you didn't have to move like 3
Oh,
times.
yeah. That's what yes, I forgot that's what the -2 is for. Oh, did we get to put a card into our pool after that last one?
Yes.
Yeah, but you don't get to do it twice.
So we should have 2 cards in our pools at this point. Right.
You say we don't get it
So and you do get to do it twice. You don't get to draw cards twice if you do approved actions.
yeah.
Oh, got a reroll.
I've got a seize initiative, so I'm going to do that, and then
I will. What's that?
Roll.
What did I want? I can't remember what I wanted.
15.
I need 15. I will do a possibility then.
Was it 15 if it was 18 you said last time?
No, you got a standard success before, but you needed a good one, which is 5 higher. If you'd gotten 1 more, it would have been an outstanding.
Oh. Same again.
Okay, well, the good doctor is also quickly dragged away. Meanwhile, back down the steps, what are you guys doing?
The doctor was going to do something there with some card.
I think that's at the end of the go. Seize initiative is when we draw the card at the beginning of the next round.
Oh, okay. Right.
And I will just point out, Badger, no, C is available on that one, so you're not going to stymie Theo unduly.
Do you want to go first? Because I want to keep my attack free if I want to move up to the handmaidens.
So if you're taking out card 9, I'll move ahead and probably shoot some. Is Theo engaged with the handmaidens?
Nope, he is floating about 5 feet higher than their heads.
Well, then I will try to kill number 9 and Durak and
Go for it.
Dr. Sanders. You
If you're going to wait until Badger, you might want to wait until Ryoko has or hasn't successfully done so, because at the moment you'd end up making yourself vulnerable.
This can't be.
I know, it's ridiculous.
Oh, I have the adrenaline card. Does this anything do to?
Will an 11 hit a Temple Guard who has a melee weapons defense of 14?
Have you got any possibilities or anything to give you possibilities?
I don't have possibilities.
You're right, possibilities.
Spend them all. Okay, I'm just standing there, showing my shiny sword to the guy.
I'm gonna move over and kill this guy.
Well, if I could redo this, I would just hack the guy and activate my armor or something. Nah, I just wave my sword at him, distracting.
So, do you what you want to try and do?
Is he changing what he's doing?
You can't really. Well, you could do second chance, but you couldn't really change what you do entirely.
Are you using a second chance card there, Alex?
No.
Okay. So I'm rolling my attack on this guy. I'm going to use a drama card.
Well, you made your first roll, so.
I know. I'm going to use my drama card because I want to get there. Delete that card. God, I wish I could remember my skills. 12. So that I already had 12 written in, and they rolled a 9.
Enough to do 1 bonus die of damage, not enough to do 2, though. That's a good
fine.
success.
Just roll my bonus dice. There we go. That's 21 AP2.
So that's 1 wound to shock. So it does not kill Temple Guard number 9.
God, must be weird.
So you can move away, Dr. Dick, but you will be making yourself vulnerable by doing so.
Right, might as well just shoot him then. Because I got a pistol, so I can shoot in melee. But does that mean that I might hit an ally? If I'm
Sorry?
If I have a pistol and I'm shooting in melee, does that?
Yeah, because they're still engaged.
Okay.
Rub salt into Ryoko's wounds by shooting her. You're not used to us anymore.
Keep rolling low.
What
Better
do?
dice.
Get a better weapon, like an axe or something.
Yeah,
I will get the rocket launcher next round, and then you hope that I.
Yeah, you got to use the rocket launcher on those.
You do that next round. It's your go at the moment. What are you doing?
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to try to shoot him.
Just don't mess up. That's all we're asking.
Well, you don't roll odd on the dice.
Just don't do what he just said. Oh, that's good. Oh, that's even better.
36, you're all right.
Okay, his dodge is a 12, so that is an outstanding success. So you roll 2 bonus die of damage.
Woohoo!
Yeah, kill him off because he's holding us all back.
Look at that.
So that is 28.
28 is enough to take out Temple Guard number 9. Meanwhile, at the top of the steps,
And the old man showed the ninja
step
and
B
the
is a
to do it.
continued reality skill check. Same difficulty as before.
Favoured, remember. Go Theo. Go Theo.
Whoever's got that card, they can make this card stay. Do it.
I think
Ready?
Dr. Dick doesn't think he's got that one. Oh, for God's sake.
Oh God! Do you have a second chance? Full.
He can roll again.
I'm favoured, I
Oh,
believe. am I?
favourite, you're okay.
Oh, he's
you're okay.
David. Yes. Don't roll 2 ones.
You're so
Thank you, Abraham.
lucky.
I mean, well, I've rolled one. So the chances of me rolling another one now are like minuscule.
No, don't say it. Don't say it. Don't say it.
Another one.
No, it's not exactly the same. It's statistically like, yeah.
1 in 20.
Stop it.
1 in 20. Doesn't
It's-
change.
No. It's more. It's more than 1 in 20. It's millions and millions to. Right. Okay, here it comes.
Fortunately, your difficulties are 18.
Yeah.
Oh,
Can
you
you have-
failed even though that.
Well, it doesn't necessarily. Did you play a card into your pool last round?
I did. I have a willpower card, so I could play that, I believe, and give me a +3. Is that right?
Now, just to let you know, in an invoked reality storm, while you are doing this in a dramatic skill resolution, you've got to complete steps A, B, C, and D. You can defeat your opponent early because the level of success you get against them determines the amount of shock they take as a result of the backlash of the invoked storm.
Ooh.
Now, Malacrix has a shock of... I've lost the stats again. Where's she gone? Boom, boom, boom. So every little bit adds up, basically. She has a shock of 14, just to let you know. You've already done 2 shock to her. A standard success will do 2 shock damage to her. It also drains her of a possibility. 2 shock. On a good success, she takes 4 shock and is drained of a possibility. And on an outstanding success, she takes 6 shock and is drained of 2 possibilities.
Pile up blood cards. Make it awesome.
It's up to you whether you're going to spend an action to get a 20, or you can spend your hero card or your own possibility to possibly get more than 3 onto the roll.
So what's my action makes it 20, but what I don't get.
Well, if you spend the hero card, you'd roll the dice and add to what you've already got, which might give you a +3, or it might give you a lot more because you get a higher number. It's at least going to give you 25, will give you an 8 as opposed to your bonus of 2. So it's a possibility will give you a minimum of 6 extra on your result. So it would be a 23 minimum.
Right. Okay. So so what was that
Do you need
option?
for an outstanding success?
I don't understand.
To get
Can
an
I
outstanding
possibly
success, you'd have to get 10 over what her skill is.
Okay.
You need a 28,
Oh,
which means you need the
so
bonus for
you can
2.
spend the willpower and like a hero card and
You could
potentially get that.
You don't have to do it all in one go. So you're on a 17 at the moment. If you can get a 28, you get an outstanding success, which is you need to get 11, a bonus number of 11, which means you'd have to get your roll into the 36 to 40 areas.
I think
21.
so. I could spend both the willpower and the hero card. That's what you're saying.
Just
You
hero card
don't
first,
have to. I'd do the hero card first if I were you.
because you might get enough on that if you roll well.
If you can get her, if you can win this for one round, it would be so much easier for us.
Okay, I'll play the hero card.
So you now need to do the possibility roll off the character sheet, putting your skill in the first one, which in your one is a 15, and your die roll in the second one, which in your one is also a 15.
The favoured part count to this roll as well? or not?
Yes, it does.
Ooh, so you could re-roll this as well if needed.
Right.
So if it's less than 10, you might as well re-roll it.
So
How do we do
roll that
that?
again because it was less than 10.
It's pretty
Yes.
high.
So
If you
give me
add-
a total, and
You get 28.
it's up to you. You could spend the action card now, which would give you the 28.
Be the
Pardon me.
need for the outstanding success.
So if I play the action, so if I play a willpower card now.
Willpower card,
Yeah.
yeah. That will give you a total of 28, which means rather than, I mean, you'll win the round anyway, and rather than doing 2 shock to her as a result of what you were doing, or rather than doing 4 shock and draining a possibility from her, you will in fact be doing 6 shock and draining 2 possibilities from her.
Okay. Yeah.
It's going to make it so she can't do a reality check to stop all the damage. So it's basically.
Okay, so
she has a possibility pool of 10, so you've just taken her down from 10.
What? 10?
Oh,
Okay, I'll spend those then. Yeah.
Okay.
Why can't you just like let us pretend we're really
yeah.
winning?
Pretend we feel like we're doing well.
So
This time, Gaz, from the top, you see that around Malacrix's feet, vines begin to creep across the top of the temple in Theo's direction. And you notice as the priest's eyes look down dismissively, looks up to the heavens, and from within the storm, a beam of light gathers. It hits the ground in front of him. An angel straight out of the Old Testament, wings wreathed in lambent flame, sword alight with righteous fury, just steps forward, and in its hands the sword comes back, transforms into a scythe, and just reaps the entire top of the temple clear of any vegetation, and the top 1.5 inches of stone. And Malacrix again cries out in agonized defeat. And this time you see some of the energy that she's been gathering around herself is just ripped out of her and goes into the roiling storm that is covering the top of the temple.
suck it up.
And as it's gone 11, we're going to leave it there. And we'll reconvene next week with the villains having a go.
Do you want to remember this card for next week?
Because you want to keep it for next week. Somebody write down the detail of the card and the number.
I don't even know what the card number is.
28L, is it that?
No, just note the name. It's louder than words. And it's actually, I think, it is, 28L, because that's the 28th Destiny card in the Living Land deck.
Does anyone have the Seize Initiative card to be played?
I believe Dr. Dick does.
Okay, I have it too.
Oh, there you go. So you can keep this. Well, possibly keeping it for a third round won't be as beneficial to you because you won't be able to do the D on the dramatic skill resolution.
We need the D.
We've already did the A and B, have we?
You've just completed B.
I'll stop the stream there. Thank you for watching, adoring fans.